favorite Castlevania is its crossover with WWE.
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania, whichever.
WrestleMania would be awesome. All right, we are Castlevania.
Also, I am like 90% sure that Hulk Hogan is a vampire IRL.
No,
And
Hulk
not with
Hogan
that
is like some
hairline.
Hulk Hogan is some sort of like lesser Frankenstein monster.
I guess. Like, I don't know. He definitely eats people to sustain his horrible and inhuman life.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously, but you know, he's like definitely a lesser creature of some sort. Oh, be the skull. Be the skull. Be the skull.
You motherfucker!
Like there is a skull right fucking there.
Do you have a favorite color?
Who are you asking? All
Anybody, literally anyone.
Skulls are
I think
white.
all of us have favorite colors.
I just thought you would go with red.
Red, yeah, make it red.
Well, yeah, it's Goggle
No
Bob.
colors
Why not
anymore.
red?
I want them to turn red. Wait, no, that's not how that goes.
Paint it red.
I thought you were actually supposed to draw something, and I was like,
I mean, you can.
You do, but
You can
I
if
have
you
no
have-
capability of doing that.
I'm gonna.
The DS
I was like-
stylus was famously just a piece of shit, and drawing stuff on it was basically just a scribbling of your initials most of the time.
So I'm gonna lead with my most important purchasing a used DS game story, which was a copy of Dawn of Sorrow.
Oh,
nice.
Because I found because when I purchased it, I found 3 games were on my there were 3 save games. There was one that had a meaningful amount of progress. There was one that they had just sort of started it and played around a bit. And there was one where they had made no progress, but instead of writing their name, they had crudely drawn a penis and balls.
I would have done that.
That's as we all should have done.
Like the most I handed my friend my DS because he wanted to play around with it, and this is all he did, sort of thing.
Yeah, I will state that I had a friend who worked at GameStop / FuncoLand, whatever it was at the time, Electronics Boutique, during the PSP and Vita era.
Oh, that would have absolutely been EB or GameStop and nothing more.
Okay, well, whatever it was, I think it was at that time Electronics Boutique to GameStop, but regardless, every PSP and Vita that got traded in had to be formatted and then possibly wiped clean in a different way, because you would not believe how many of those things were loaded down with porn.
I would 100% believe that, because that was the only private internet-enabled device a bunch of children had.
That was the thing, is that you could save pictures, it had the internet, and it had, at least for pictures, practically infinite storage.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time when there was exactly one device that your mom would not think to check.
Yeah, that is it almost exactly.
You could keep it in your pocket. It would be weird for her to even ask why would she be touching your Sony Game Boy?
Yeah. She probably called it a Sony Game Boy. And Game Boy is a name that carries with it such a wholesome image. All right, so I threw this game onto my Switch today and played around with it for quite a bit. And first of all, its emulation is pretty darn good. It plays like it's supposed to.
It looks and plays exactly as you'd expect.
Yeah, I like it in that regard. Secondly,
Jonathan,
you notice this in the cutscenes? I noticed it right away. Both Jonathan and
Charlotte.
What's her name? Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Have weird verbal tics, and I think they were trying to give them over the top anime style personalities, and they don't really work. Jonathan, for example, cannot go 4 text boxes without saying "no problemo." Those exact 2 words. It's very strange.
This is a period when I think Konami was realizing that they had franchises that had followings that rapidly were not including children of any sort.
Yeah.
These were not replenishing fan bases.
It's not offensive. It is. It's one of the weird Castlevanias, but it's not a bad Castlevania. There are very few.
I've played all of them.
But
Okay.
that aspect of it was something I could not comment on. Also, Charlotte's has like a thing where like she gets really upset with people calling her young, but she's like 14 or something, right? Like she's not old.
So
Well,
what were
that's
you
the age
saying,
when
Cass?
you get upset for people calling you young, isn't it?
That's
It
true.
is.
You're not wrong.
But what were you trying
Yeah.
to say, Cass?
Average
No,
14-year-old.
I was just gonna ask, as far as the screen goes, because some of it might look a little cut off with the stream
Yeah,
chat.
a little bit of it's cut off, but none of it's important.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
a map and it's just a stat screen.
Got it.
It's not normally possible to see both the map and stat screen at the same time,
Correct.
right?
It
No, it
seems
is not.
to be.
No, all this other loadout information has been added for this version.
Yeah, it seems to be what
Another
they,
thing I noticed
for all
was
the
that
games. They did that.
when you're in the shop, I immediately looked at the stats screen because it has like a number there for gold.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that that's just the screen that you would like, one of the like pause menus too, or something like that, right?
Mhm.
And because this is emulated, I believe. I don't think this is. I don't think they like rebuilt the game on the Switch or anything. It has the weird quirk of when you go to the shops and start buying stuff, there is a gold like number like on the main big screen, and there's a gold number on the stats screen. And for some reason, I just watched the gold number on the stats screen, not realizing that it did not update until you left the shop.
Good
When
work.
you had
So I was like,
money-
that's weird. It says I am out of money, but I was showing here I have 1,500 gold left. What's going on? Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring up a few things that I want to say. First of all, I checked the wiki, and Charlotte is officially 16, which is also exactly the age you are when you say "Don't call me young."
Yeah.
And two, that I had forgotten this game takes place in 1944.
Oh yes,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah.
It mentions that
And so-
in the beginning, and it
16.
mentions that
No.
part of the reason the Dracula's castle came back is because the so many deaths from World War II just sort of summoned him.
Yeah, but the other thing I was going to say was that I wish that it included more characters saying things like "That's the cat's pajamas."
That is actually really good. I
What
want
language
that too
was
now.
this originally in?
Japanese.
Is that something that they said in Japan?
No, but
No,
it's something they said in
1920s.
1944.
I mean, it's theoretically 1940s Europe, so theoretically.
When are we gonna see Dracula?
Never.
gonna take a
It's
while.
gonna take a long time.
Is it gonna
Dracula
be
gets
like
the Dracula gets the tag team partner in this too.
Yes. Stop
beautiful
treating me like a
thing-
child. I'm Charlotte.
The beautiful thing about Jonathan and Charlotte is that many like video game parties will be like a bunch of idiots sharing a single brain cell, but Jonathan and Charlotte have the courage to share no brain cells.
right? So if she's 16, how old is he?
I think
I think
also
he's probably
16.
like 18.
Woof.
At oldest 17. Why the woof? 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds have been.
No, I'm watching the text, and it's like he's also cranky that he's being called a kid.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
That's
18.
disappointing.
Uh,
I thought the
he's
compendium
18.
might
She's
say.
16. He is the son of the protagonist of Castlevania
Dracula.
Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis.
The previous
Who-
Castlevania game.
John Morris, who is in turn the game's attempts to successfully canonize the events of Bram Stoker's Dracula in some loose sense by being related to the guy who stabs Dracula to death with a Bowie knife.
I love that the
I-
actual book Dracula ends with an American just stabbing Dracula shit. The most
Some
American
Texan
thing.
man some Texan man stabs Dracula to death with a Bowie knife.
Yeah.
I
And that man was this dipshit's grandfather.
He's not like a bad person. He's like he's 18. We were all dipshits.
I know. I'm calling him a dipshit affectionately.
Aw.
He is also notably a dipshit who the whole point is that he is of the bloodline that should be able to use the vampire killer whip, and he can't. It's
He
like
can't
the
because
one
no
thing
one in
he's
his
supposed to be
bloodline
able to
can
do.
for reasons.
Well,
So
theoretically,
you're
his
calling
dad
him-
did, or granddad.
You're
or
calling him a
something.
dipshit the same way that I call people assholes. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. The only one I'm not being affectionate with when I call them a dipshit is Goggle Bob.
So noted.
As is good and proper.
I like. I've read books about
Wind
Dracula.
here is also a Castlevania Bloodlines character.
Spoilers.
We're not getting to that, and also no one here cares.
Is it a spoiler
Yeah,
or was
like,
it
I didn't hear that at
a
all.
work game?
the
Like, it can only possibly be a spoiler if you already have played Castlevania Bloodlines.
Yeah, Castlevania Bloodlines has two
Jack-
playable characters. One of them is Jonathan's dad, and the other is the guy who is currently identifying himself as Wind. And
Right.
Yeah,
Wind.
Came out first.
I love that he names himself because the way he names himself is he just is like ghosts have no need for names. And Charlotte's like, yeah, but like we're talking to you, so come on, don't be an asshole about this.
even the wind
He's-
makes noise. Well, then my name shall be Wind.
Yeah,
Corny.
and then there's like a really bit crushed sample of the wind blowing, and he's like, all right, shit, I guess I'm Wind, whatever.
Shit.
Are you gonna make a beatbox?
No.
No,
Lame.
All right.
Where did low latency go? I guess I don't really need it.
So we are now. This is the big like, what's the word I'm looking for?
City
Gimmick.
of Haze.
Conceit?
The gimmick of this game is that like rather than just exploring a castle, you are going between.
On the DS, I never.
Go on.
It's a Mario 64 type beat.
On the DS, I never noticed how shitty this
The background
building
is?
in this 3D background is.
It
I mean,
really is.
I don't know, like on
Yes,
like a
terrible.
super low resolution
Tiny.
screen, it looks fine. It looks
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like on the screen it was intended for, it looks fine. When you blow it up to this size, it's like, oh, I can see how shitty it looks.
I mean, I get that it looks shitty, but like I'm kind of charmed by that sort of thing. I've always, you know me, fanboy. I love looking at like low resolution polygon models and being like, yeah.
I love how crunchy it is.
Based on how
like I want things to be seen the way they're
characters are-
supposed to be seen.
Based on how pixelated the characters are, the background looks fine.
The pixelated characters, like it's they
That's
they
just
are
because the
sprites
screen's
for a
original
certain-
resolution. They were
Yeah,
sprites
and
made for
also
the screen.
you're watching this on Twitch TV. You're not playing it on a Switch Lite or in portable mode or whatever.
I mean,
Well,
I am
he's-
playing it on a Switch Lite right now.
I mean,
playing it right
like
now.
the okay.
Everyone's just like,
uh,
let's all play Castlevania.
Oh, I don't have it. I can't spare the money at the moment. But yeah, like
Yeah, it literally says Speed is playing this game. God damn it.
why did it say God damn it? That's an odd system notification.
It's my Goggleweb has special notifications for all of my shit, just to make
Pete is
himself
playing
miserable.
Smash again, you stupid idiot.
Yeah. You could have avoided this.
This is better than Secret of Mana. Why are you playing this game?
Do Jonathan and Charlotte have separate HP meters?
No, they have.
share HP and MP, and when running around in duo mode like this, if Charlotte gets hit, it does MP damage, which I think
Oh, okay.
is honestly a pretty good way to handle that.
Yeah, there's a penalty, but it's not a penalty that's going to like kill you.
Yeah, it's like if you run out of MP, they'll just go away for a while. MP regenerates naturally, and it's a pretty, I would say it's a very solid way of doing a dual mode.
What
I
does
just remembered-
MP stand for?
Magic
Magic.
point.
Magic points.
Oh,
Have,
Where
Grumps,
HP is-
have you played an RPG ever in your life ever? Not saying this to be mean. I'm just genuinely curious.
I don't really play a lot of games in general.
Poor
Why?
Clem gets a lot of
Why
questions.
not?
Why not?
It's
Well, a lot of the time, like I know growing up in my case, not to like steal your thunder here, Chromes, but I know in my case it was accessibility.
Mhm.
We had one system in our family, and if we couldn't play it on that system, we didn't play it. We never had access to it. So a lot of things that you guys talk about, I've heard of, but I've never had an opportunity to experience. And then as I've gotten older, I just don't want to. I just don't have the
Now I'm
time
done.
for it.
Yeah, for me it was like part accessibility and then part like my brother would just hog the video games all the time.
That's a different
That'll
kind
do
of
it.
accessibility.
Like sometimes I would watch him play and like that's just the most I got out of video games.
I mean, honestly, I was thinking like, it's sort of a whiplash to me that like you have daily drawings of gamer comic that is at least
Okay, but he doesn't talk about gamer comics that much. Gamer games. He doesn't talk about video games that much in the comic.
That is actually very true.
Power Up is a fascinating object because it is a reaction to gamer culture that doesn't care that much about games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made for me.
I was like, I might need to start looking at that.
Also, Daily Power Up is on hiatus because I am shifting hyperfixations at the moment.
understandable.
That's human.
Shifting
You're saying that to a group of people that have constant hyperfixation.
I mean, it's just funny to say because it sounds like a weather pattern that's coming through. Like, oh, I hear the hyperfixation.
You've had hyperfixations. You know that's how that works.
No, I know, but it's just
It's not predictable. The weather is predictable.
Hearing it described like that, like it's like a fluctuation in the atmosphere, is just kind of amusing to me.
That is literally how it feels.
Chromes, you should draw Unwinder Himla crop.
I have drawn Unwinder.
Okay, cool.
Like
When I don't
I've
understand something,
I've
I
actually
do it because I don't understand it.
I've drawn him a couple of times for the daily too. Like if you look up I've actually done like some fan art for
Okay.
Unwinder's Tall Comics on the daily.
I think when I was in high school, I read, or like early college, I think I found out about Power Up and then found out about Unwinder through that, and I'm like thinking like, oh my god, he's just like me for real. But I know it's like not the point in that he's like. I heard myself for a moment. I'm done.
You're fine.
Good.
The echo is real.
I was surprised that the direct was good.
I mean, it was an excellent combination of new and old, I would say. Like, there was stuff.
Like I was just when they were like, we're shoving together an indie world and a partner direct, I was like, oh, that means they don't have much.
Yeah, no, I could see how that would be the thinking, and then they had amazing things.
They had many things that were just for me.
They're gonna rewrite Silk Song and Godot because Unity sucks.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was no Silk Song
Can
announcement.
we rewrite Silk Song into hell?
Yeah.
So
that's how it's gonna
watching
be.
you guys go back and forth about it while it was live was hilarious to me. While my internet could keep up.
Were you watching
Because-
the feed at all, or
Yeah, were you actually watching the feed?
were you just watching
No,
the
I
Discord?
was sitting at my work computer, just avoiding actually doing work, and
As is good and proper.
well, no, because I've been having this internet problem, and part of it was watching how fast Discord would or wouldn't load. So it wouldn't load for a while, and then all of a sudden I'd get a whole 3 screens worth of messages, and then I'd catch up, and then it would freeze again. So it was a combination of, wow, you guys are really, really invested in this, and also, why is my internet being crappy? But
Yeah.
no, I did not watch whatever y'all were watching.
I'd love the context list just when, like, Fanboy or I would react with, like, oh shit! Like,
I think on
like,
multiple
something big
occasions
just
I
happened.
just said I hate this with zero like explanation of what I was hating. If I went back and read it, I would not know what I was hating on.
I mean, like a lot of the partner
I hate a lot
direct
of
was
things.
also for weird, like fucked up RPG perverts like me. So it's,
apparently a lot of cozy core that Beat was not happy about.
Yeah, that would be what he was complaining
There was
about.
something that literally had Cozy Collection in its name, which was like a specific assault on Beat's brain.
Oh,
I thought I heard they announced Paul Shitass remaster or something, or is that just Cold? Or is Paul Shitass only Cold Steel and not the Kaseki series in general?
I have
What?
absolutely no idea what phrase you're using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you follow?
I'm hearing the phrase Paul Shitass, and I'm like, what?
Do you follow the Trail series at all?
Yes. Why did you call it Paul Shitass?
Okay, you don't know the bit. How everyone.
I don't want to know the bit.
No, I'm gonna fucking assault you with the bit right now.
That's a very unpleasant way to put it, my dude.
Where the fuck is that tweet?
Remember when Paul Shitass used to be the co-host for David Letterman?
So for those unaware, Trails in the Sky first chapter is getting a remake. That was the only thing we saw relating to Trails in the Sky or the Trails franchise.
It's in general. It's Cold Steel interactions are like this. Hey Paul, thanks for the notes the other day. Or should I say Paul Shitass, 27th Commandant of 1987 14th Division Phi.
Okay.
Okay.
I
mean,
don't
that
watch
one's the one
the
that's in a
directs.
school.
I've never watched the directs.
If you're not playing games, there's no reason to watch the direct.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally like
It's marketing.
I described it as the most fun you can have watching commercials because that's what it is.
Like, it's-
let's not fucking kid
It's
ourselves.
Isn't that
an
the Super Bowl?
infomercial.
Yes.
it's an in-
no. Super Bowl
Yeah,
commercials
well, it's-
suck.
Yeah, and also it's way the fuck longer. So, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's an infomercial, but for things that aren't like things that make you sad about humanity as much.
but
Mostly
also at
the
this
most
point,
fun I have
come on.
watching commercials is children's cartoons that are toy commercials.
Also true.
Yeah, those.
Like
I never
I
have
thought
fun
there was-
watching those, but I watch them weekly anyway because Outer Heaven is a hell place.
we deserved and were robbed of a proper Bionicle Gen 1 TV series.
Like,
I was just slightly too old for Bionicle, so I just sort of stared at it.
thing.
Good for you. Good for you. I'm so fucking proud of you.
Like, I was-
They did eventually leak that PS2 game, so you can go play that.
I mean, I know.
Also, the
go-
newest Nintendo product that I own is a Wii. So
Understandable.
So you
Now
stopped
it's time
at
to
exactly the
update.
right time.
I used
Have
to own a
have
Wii
you
U.
hacked it yet?
it hasn't been plugged in at least 5-7 years now.
Cass, just
so...
say yes to mystify everyone following along at home.
I'm connecting
if I
things on the
hack-
pinboard.
that count?
It's connected on the pinboard. We have much to learn.
Here's a good thing. And God, it didn't embed properly. Hold on.
Trying to remember what it was. Gonna
It's
say.
a general regarding the.
Oh, this thing, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm also refusing to
The
purchase
phrase,
me.
"my bitch wife" is like very humorous to me. But if any of you ever consider calling my wife
No.
that, I will absolutely murder you.
I feel disgusted that someone would do that.
I would not. That shit would. I would not stand for that.
I was about to
shit.
say that woman has been nothing but nice to me every occasion I have ever encountered her.
She's nice to everybody. Everybody loves her.
Exactly.
It'd be weird if
I'm
you
now
didn't
just
love
going through. I'm now just going through the drill archive for the word wife.
Good luck.
My favorite is forever the pro-wife bullshit one.
her. I think my favorite doesn't even contain the word wife, but it's something like, "I will drive a sword into our marital bed, ending our 30-year marriage if you don't stop interrupting my streams."
I think a lot about.
Very relevant
God,
for
there's-
what we're doing this evening. I'll be right back.
Streaming.
It's like I just knew that there was a direct because I went to bed like at 1, 2 as you do, and then like I wake up at like late 10 a.m. and then I see like the server
Oh
has
no,
a-
there are
Yeah,
reactions.
you basically logged on and said, "I just woke up. What happened?" And also,
Why
wait,
is-
you have a
why is
kid?
the server exploding?
New
like
phone
I
who dis-
completely misread that. Like you said 10-year-old and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
Because we were talking about SpongeBob.
I love how many fucking like I was not ready to believe the idea that Capcom was going to announce another fighting game collection before the other one came out.
I mean, I thought
Why
Capcom
did that
versus
surprise
SNK was on the way. Like that.
Yeah, I
seemed like
figured there would
something
be a
that was happening.
CVS collection, but I figured that the MVC collection would be out before they'd say anything about it.
Yes, I thought they would at least give that one time.
But no, Capcom versus SNK Pro and Capcom versus SNK 2 fucking Millionaire Fighting 2001.
I was about to say Capcom versus SNK. Like I expected that on a collection. Rival schools. Hey, maybe that's like the interesting like addition or something like that.
What is
like,
SNK?
Project Justice, excuse you.
What
As
is
you do.
SNK in this context?
It's another video game development company that made a lot of fighting games.
Gotcha, thank you. So,
And Metal
alright,
Slug.
somewhat related, but not, like, somewhat adjacent question. So I know every year they make a new Madden game, whatever, you know, football, players
Yeah.
change every year. They keep just doing these fighting games. Are there different characters every time? Do they come out with new characters? Or is it
I
the
can
same
I can
ones?
take this one. I can take this one. Sometimes they come out with like a lot of. So when this happened, these fighting games are not new. These are remasters of old games from like the 90s and like the early 2000s.
Oh, honey, you have no idea how old I am, do you?
Okay, well I don't know if you're asking now or back then. Anyways,
I'm
so-
asking overall because there are more and more every year.
Well,
That's all.
now they have to, update the models every year for the 3D stuff. But in the 2D era, during when Capcom was pumping out these, they would sometimes add new characters, but a lot of time they're just like, yeah, drag and drop Ryu in there, drag and drop Wolverine, who gives a shit? And then Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was
I am of the era of Polygon Tomb Raider boobs. So
yeah. So during
Loading.
that era,
I've been around a little while.
during that era was drag and drop stuff into the CPS2 device. That's the arcade board. And but then you had, it's like, shoot, we're running out of space on
drag
here.
and drop. I kept hearing drag and drop. Like, why are dragons dropping things?
Dragon
I
Punches.
feel like
That
at
joke-
least
that
one
joke is-
character should have that as their super.
That's or what?
that joke
Dropping
has
a
been
dragon
made
instead?
But I'm saying, like, metaphorically, they were like, yeah, take Chun-Li's code and put her in this game, but leave her on this one so we could add someone new. And then eventually they realized our own hardware is limited. We're switching over to Sega's like Dreamcast-based hardware. And then Marvel
works
2,
well for
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had basically every Marvel character and like every Capcom character they had made up till that point. And that was the idea.
In conclusion, Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bill Stein.
Bill
Yep.
Stein!
I'm so excited for Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bill Stein. You don't even know.
Finally,
I-
people can play this and say, "Wait a minute, this is just Star Wars."
And boy, do you mind linking me some context, please, on that one?
I want you to sit here and imagine Star Wars, but just a little bit more anime.
That's just Star Wars.
Yeah,
I said a little bit
Didn't they
more
make
anime.
a Star Wars cartoon about that?
I will briefly link a short video of Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bill Stein.
The thing is about is they like
like-
doubled the size of the roster, but really all they did was add the same characters, but they're just palette swaps, basically.
Yeah, but who cares? Because the game kicks ass.
I guess, yeah.
No, wait, Star Wars, but a little bit more anime. That's Tenchi Muyo, right?
So that's Star
there's a lot
Wars.
less-
That's anime, but a little bit more Star Wars. You got it backwards.
That's Star Wars, but a little bit more horny.
A little?
What is the standard for horniness in Star Wars? I genuinely don't know. I
You,
must
you,
fester on this. in my
I don't
study.
want to fester on this.
I'm
well,
gonna
here's
fester.
here's my opinion.
It's
George
the entire premise of Darth Vader, isn't it?
My opinion is George Lucas is asexual. That's my hot take.
Probably.
Huh?
I don't speculate on the sexuality of others.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
policy.
you can
generally
make a
speaking.
story and not be like, well, these characters need to be fucking at all times. Like, It's not hard to have sexual desires and just make a story where it's like not a thing.
Or you could be Nasu or whoever else, or like whoever writes eroge visual novels.
Who the fuck is Nasu?
I'm really. It's the Fate Stay Night writer.
Oh.
I was gonna say I appreciate how like every super in Plasma Sword just causes a rainbow to explode.
Activate gay.
That's how the Force should work.
Have you never been to a major city in June?
I didn't. Like a Pride Parade is not someone activating their super move.
Are you
is it?
sure?
Clearly it is.
Maybe it should be.
It should be, but it's like you don't get team super moves. This is not
Are
Capcom
you sure
versus
about
SNK.
I was about to say optic blast.
We're not doing this. We do not live in Marvel versus Capcom. We are not that blessed.
I don't
You only
believe
don't live in
anybody
there
has
if
like
you'll-
come out to me specifically. Like I've always been like, number 47
Made
on the list
aware.
to know. But I'm fairly certain like when every time someone comes out, the first person to find out like gets to see Laser Eyes in action.
I'm just saying like Plasma Sword is not a tag game. So that's an like the evidence available would imply that individual supers produce exploding rainbows, but the team supers, like in Marvel vs. Capcom, just turn the background a different color.
Ah.
I mean, in Darkstalker, like Vampire Savior has some crazy ass supers also. That's the other thing.
I love Goggle Bob. The power you just got is the ability to not double jump, but to stomp on your teammate's head. Yes,
It's a fun thing to do. Yes.
it is.
I
That
am
is
going
so
to
great.
Goomba Stomp Gogglebob one day.
Yeah, I am doing that now, and I really appreciate it. Also,
Does
when
this
you get
game
the
have
double jump-
co-op? I forget, or did it
It does
ever have
not.
It's
co-op?
not.
No.
it is a
No
portable
version
game.
of it ever had co-op.
It's fucked up.
I mean, it
Well,
was a
it's-
DS game, and you were
it's a
never going
DS
to find
game.
a second person who owned it.
Yeah, and we eventually
Wait.
got pretty much based on this was the Castlevania
just
co-op game.
Checked. It has a cooperative multiplayer gameplay mode.
Really?
I never noticed that because I've never met a single other person who was playing it.
It's
I'm now
probably like
tempted-
one of the like mini game type things, like kind of like how
Probably.
Mario 64 has a co-op like playable thing, but it's not two-player Mario 64. It's just
Okay,
like
the online
Random
cooperative
minigames.
mode. The online cooperative mode allows two players to complete boss rushes together. The characters used in this mode
Yeah,
can be
of
chosen
course.
at the
Yeah, so
beginning
boss
Okay,
and
so
selected
boss
from
rushes.
a list
That
of
is-
characters. But after, it's just boss rush, and then you can swap
Was the
items.
DS on Wi-Fi, or is that still one you had to have a cable for?
Wi-Fi.
yeah, it's first Nintendo thing with Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah. Unless you're
so,
counting
yeah.
like the Game Boy Color, unless you're counting like the Game Boy Color cell phone adapter.
Let's just all
Which
assume
we
we're not.
patently are not.
Cell phone is not Wi-Fi.
It's close enough.
It's a connection.
I'm still fascinated by watching people pay for things by waving their cell phone over the thingy.
My wife
The thingy.
does that.
Next we will.
And she like tried to encourage me to do it for like a weekend, and in doing so, basically just put one of her credit cards in my cell phone,
Oh no!
and I have never used it because I don't want to commit check fraud or whatever.
Pete currently thinking he is trapped in a time loop in 1994.
I mean, I still write checks, honestly. I just wrote a check today to pay my
Oh.
mortgage. Of course, they're
Oh,
checks
yeah.
that I bought when I was 18 and opened my bank account because at the time, everybody was
minute.
like, "You're gonna pay so many bills with your checks."
Yeah,
Before the
I-
Do you
internet
at least
was
have checks with cute designs on them?
It was the 80s. People
fucking Tweety
loved
Bird, of course I do.
balancing their checkbooks.
When I first bought my home, I still, of course, had all my checks from my previous address. and I basically waddled into the bank like a freaking like. Picture the Monopoly man leaving his limo and being like, "I need to order new checks." Why? Because I've changed my address and I now need to have. And it's like, well, how many checks did you use previously? And it's like
0.
6 in the last 10 years. But I just bought a house and I want that address on everything I own.
Okay.
That's reasonable, honestly. Every check I've had to write, like in the past 10 years, has been for a housing-related expense.
Yeah, that's like the number one thing. Yeah.
Like, one of them was actually to pay taxes on my house. So,
Funny
I
how
kind
that
of
works.
want the address on there to be proper, so that the guy at the IRS filing that doesn't go, "Wait a second."
Okay.
Every
so
check
you
I've
think
written
that-
in the last 10 years has been for a speeding camera ticket.
Oh, those two, yeah. I have gotten dinged by those because I drive so carefully.
That's why they call you Leadfoot Caithness.
Yeah.
I gotta
So-
get home to play Tetris the Grandmaster 2. That's what you sound like. That's a normal
That's-
voice for you to have.
That's absolutely
Well,
Caithness's voice. We will accept no follow-up
I didn't
questions.
know there were
It
two
happened more
cases in
often
the
when
chat.
I was delivering pizzas for my job.
Oh, that blows.
That'll do it. That sucks. They should have had to pay at least, like, they should have had to pay any speeding ticket you incurred on the job.
There were some days where the speeding ticket wiped out all the tips I made that day.
That sucks ass.
Oh, and was
Yeah.
this the kind of pizza place
I'm
that had
up.
like a speed guarantee, or was it just?
It's just a Domino's.
Oh.
Well, yeah, Domino's is the one that used to have the speed guarantee, but that was in the 90s. They stopped doing that because it caused so many accidents. But people
Funny
still
how that
ask me
works.
about
It
it.
turned out that after enough car crashes, you couldn't keep blaming the Noid.
You could just avoid
Wait,
it.
well,
The
I thought-
fool, the void, the Noid cannot be avoided.
That's the
I
only
don't know
thing
why
you
I
can
thought
do.
Noid was-
Arrogant fool that you are.
You thought what, Cass?
I thought the Noid was Little Caesars. What was Little Caesars?
Little Caesars was a
Caesar.
horrible Little Caesar man.
Yeah, Little Caesars was Little Caesar.
Okay.
Also,
He
how
just
dare
pizza
you speak
pizza.
ill of Little Caesars? Little Caesars is the best.
I'm not speaking ill of anything. I'm just having a brain fart on,
She thought the Noid was associated with Little Caesars. That's terrible.
Let us
We are
all,
all very angry with you. Very angry.
let us all
I've-
recall Capcom's Noid game.
Yes.
I have seen a checkbook, and that is the most. That's
You're gonna make us crumble into dust.
That
Promise.
that was the
Grumps-
best
Grumps,
reaction
are
of
you
the whole
trying to, like,
conversation.
Are you trying to hurt all of our feelings by calling us old? Because you're right.
To be
And
fair,
you're like very good at it. We're all
to
very
be fair,
impressed.
the checks that my check that my let me start over. The name of the bank on my checks no longer exists.
He no longer exists.
The address, the home address for that is on my checks is still my parents' house. Because that's how many checks I bought thinking I was going to need them. But I didn't have the account.
You
so
got
they're
you
still-
got suckered by Big Check.
I really did.
I've seen a checkbook. I've held one. I think it had a Hello Kitty pattern on it,
That's
That's pretty
adorable.
cool.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
or it could have been a credit card. I have
You-
seen a checkbook, but I don't
These
know.
things
if
are not the same, Chromes.
They're not the same
I know.
size.
It's like I know that there was a financial thing that was very old in my parents' stuff that had a Hello Kitty pattern on it, and I'm not sure if it was a credit card or if it was the checkbook.
All right. Well, credit
Probably
cards are
going
like
back to-
current enough. Like, that's
Yeah,
not
but
a
it's-
Rewind,
Putting
we
back
gotta
the Iwaji
rewind
Maya in
here.
2002 with its Hello Kitty waffle iron.
I know it was old because it had a lot of like dust and grime on it.
So
Ah.
the
Non-use.
custom images on credit cards is still fairly new, and in the sense that it's not common, not widely found. So I would put the likelihood being that that was a checkbook, not a credit card.
Plausible.
Or you have to have like a certain super fancy account to get the custom credit cards.
Oh, Goggle Bob.
Yes.
You just
My-
killed the You just killed the ugly goat dragging itself like desiccated monster man thing.
Yes.
Excellent. When you will get the double jump momentarily, and when you do, please switch over to Charlotte because her double jump animation is adorable, and I say that in like the kindest way possible.
It's very rare that Beat thinks something adorable is good.
I was about to say that's a rare thing for Beat to know.
I know, right? What the fuck? But no, it's like legit good. I saw it and was like, huh, that's actually really great. Also, I love the dudes like in the background, just hanging out.
Yeah, I always appreciate how the 2D Castlevanias give you a better idea that there is a lot more to the castle than what you're immediately traversing.
Yeah, like there's somebody in these weird prisons. Who is he? You'll never know.
Goofy video game question then. You have played lots of Metroid things, and now you're playing Castlevania. Explain to me Metroidvania. What is that?
Oh, I got this one.
You already got it.
You already got it. Basically,
the
name is all there is to know. The Metroidvania is basically just, hey, it's a 2D platformer, but instead of like being split off into levels with beginnings and ends, and once one level starts, that's the start of a new level, and you're not going to go back to any of the old levels. It's a big continuous map, and you can go anywhere in it that you've already been, if you want to. Not
It's
much
like-
reason to, but you can. That's it.
Sometimes they're called exploration platformers, but sometimes they're also in first person, like Metroid Prime.
Yeah, so like Steam calls it a Metroidvania. They don't call it whatever you just said. So that was where my question came from.
That makes sense.
Thank
The
you.
other names people tend to vouch for are like search action or exploration platformer,
If someone says search action in front of me, I get to hit them in the face.
which is why I prefer
Fuck
exploration
you.
platformer.
It's true, it's
I saw it in a. I saw it.
Beat,
saw-
are you in the chat?
I am now.
I
Let's
saw.
see.
I saw exploration platformer as
Best viewers.
in
There are
a
13.
Comic-Con showcase once of like Dojin
Short.
games or something.
Scam, spans, or bots. Next.
God,
Somebody
there's
needs to be
spam.
reported.
so many. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, no, they all just came in. Yeah, Prince Hordkin said my credit card is a photo of a cool car I saw at a car show. So maybe I stand corrected. I don't know how old these accounts are or how. The handful of accounts that I have don't have fancy things like that. Okay.
Well,
and
Fritz,
then-
how long have you had that credit card, though? That's kind of the question.
Yeah,
That's
well,
true.
I asked. Well, I asked how old is the account. I don't know if that's the right question.
Beat,
And then
explode these bots.
I'm
Prince
doing it. I'm
Hordkin.
doing it.
isn't I guess isn't that just an adventure game? Metroid on NES has adventure on the box.
You could see it as
There's
an
a-
adventure, but it's not an adventure game. Adventure game implies certain, like it's almost an investigation. You're trying to.
but-
There's an
But
accretion of
Zelda also
assumptions
has
around
adventure
genre.
on the box, doesn't it?
I was about
There's
to
an
say,
accretion.
Yeah.
I have seen adventure describe both The Legend of Zelda and King's Quest, and those are two games that couldn't be more different in my mind.
The answer here is that there is an accretion of assumptions around a genre, and adventure has a lot of specific ones. And so, if you just label something an adventure, you're going to get, depending upon what the person's assumptions are, a lot of different ideas. Whereas if you say Metroidvania, there's really only one idea you're going to bring to mind.
All right, all of them have been banned. I don't know if that removed them like from your chat view. I'm gonna refresh and find
Well,
out.
Well,
I can see
fanboy.
Move them,
What
and they're
does-
also
I
in the
mean,
stream,
what does-
but-
Yeah.
I wonder if... One sec. I might...
Fanboy, what does exploration platformer bring to mind, though?
Absolutely nothing, because I've never heard anyone use it to describe anything.
I mean, what would you think it would be?
I don't know. Could be anything. Like, it could be anything from Mario 64 to fucking like Prince of Persia.
I think Mario 64 could be considered a Metroidvania.
You
No,
don't really like. There
the
are
thing-
3 power-ups that actually get added in Mario 64. It doesn't really count.
Yeah, like the thing that like makes a Metroidvania to me is well, I guess it's not like a hard and fast rule, but typically you get stuff that like makes your traverse better.
It changes your
game.
permanent move.
Honestly, I'm gonna admit I was kind of fucking with you on saying Mario 64 is a Metroidvania. I will say System Shock is one though, for what it's worth.
Okay.
I don't have enough first-hand System Shock experience to make an argument.
You should play the whole series.
It's been my intention, but I have many things I need to play, and not a lot of attention spent these days.
Understandable.
Oiled starfish.
Wait,
Did you say
System
oiled or
Shock
boiled?
is
I don't like either
the game that came before BioShock, right?
Yes, what happened, let me explain. So System Shock was developed by Looking Glass, and then they made System Shock 2, which Ken Levine was writing on. He then, the team he formed to help out with System Shock 2 would go on to make BioShock, and then Arcane put out Prey, which is more of a sequel to System Shock than BioShock ever was, and then Night Dive put out the System Shock remake.
I had no idea BioShock had anything to do with System Shock.
They share
only
some
a dim
stuff.
connection.
Yeah, and like maybe some references here and there. I think one of the BioShock Infinite DLCs referenced System Shock or something. But the way I see it is like you have like System Shock 1, 2, Prey, and then the remake of the first game. And then BioShock is like a weird like step series, like a stepbrother of a series, you know.
The kind of person that has like a really strong, like I've observed the kind of person that has really strong opinions about the like family tree of like immersive sims, so to speak, because that's the people who really care about the Shock games tend to classify them as immersive sims, and then have really long debates about what counts as one.
I think the definitions aren't mutually exclusive.
They're not inherently. I'm just saying I don't want to be those people.
Yeah, I just think that like Shock 1, Shock 2, the Shock series, and Prey, because I'm counting that as part of it too. They all take place in enclosed spaces that are pretty vertical, in my honest opinion, and you know you collect power-ups to improve yourself. They just also give you.
Okay.
They just give you a lot of freedom in how to go about that, whether you want to go in guns blazing or if you want to be stealthy, and yeah.
I'm just gonna make something called Choco Shock, and it's just gonna be a Doom clone.
I'm pretty sure that's just a breakfast cereal.
Wait, so Death is
I said Choco Shock, not Choco Shock.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so Cassandra, this is for your benefit. Death in the Castlevania series is like not only a guy that exists and you can talk to him, but he's also Dracula's best friend forever. They got the two little matching heart lockets and everything.
Aww.
Yeah, they actually
are-
did get a little.
since we're not
So,
going to see-
anytime Death shows up, Dracula is also there. And yes, Death is in fact the personification of the end of life. That's what he is. But he's also Dracula's number one cheerleader.
Since we're not going to
explains why they
see,
hang out so much, 'cause they-
we're not going to see the ending of this game where it turns out that he is also Dracula's tag team partner.
Yes. It is the best thing that has ever happened.
I mean, the next game would have a Dracula sprite that was so cheaply constructed that he just sort of looks like he's strutting constantly, so that was pretty good too.
I absolutely love. I call him Swagula because the way he swaggers.
Yeah.
He's just sort of strutting back and forth.
Yeah, he's got that strut. It don't mean but if it ain't got that strut.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Also,
what
I
about
heard
the
something that, like-
Castlevania games that are linear action games, huh?
Yes.
Oh yeah. The first
Yeah, there
Castlevanias
are
all very
non-Metroid.
linear.
There are non-Metroidvania Castlevania games, but there are also Metroidvania Castlevania games.
Yeah, the reason
The first. Okay, I'll let you go.
the reason like we call them Metroidvanias all started with a little game you may have heard Gogglebob talk about called Symphony of the Night.
I think we streamed it like part of the Metroid things.
You
We
did.
did.
Yes, you did. But I'm not sure if Cassandra was there for that whole
I'm
thing.
not sure either, but continue. Don Quixote, really?
Well,
Yeah, you killed him.
That's one of my favorite like weapons for
yeah, Charlotte attacks
Charlotte.
with books, and she has now Don Quixote, which summons a sword, as you can say.
Yeah, the whole idea, like Fortune or Ruin, is you're going into paintings, and she has books, and Jonathan is also the. By the way, Bram Stoker's Dracula is canon to the Castlevania series. Jonathan.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier.
They went through that at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so go ahead, Gogglebob,
Ow, ow, ow.
Metroid game that I may or may not have been around for.
Yes.
Symphony
of the Night.
Symphony of the Night was the first game that had the like open style, basically. The Metroid
The
style.
map.
And since then, I think pretty much every 2D Castlevania has followed that format.
It's the majority. It's not all of them.
Simon's Quest laid some of the blueprints, but Simon's Quest was also Simon's Quest.
Simon's Quest is kind of a sequel to Vampire Killer on the MSX, which has some of that, but also some other stuff going on with it.
Okay, Bob, you want the secret cheat code to beating this one?
Go right ahead.
Summon Charlotte, and she will start banging on like the side of the pot, and you can just go up to the top and hit the guy in the head.
Oh,
It's teamwork.
It's teamwork, baby.
Where did Charlotte go? Oh, there she
Oh,
is.
you can
It's just-
unsummon her.
I was about to say she got wrecked.
She did her best.
She tried. She
Maybe if
tried the
Gogglebob
hardest.
hadn't failed her so hard, this
Yeah.
would have happened.
This
Dun,
stick
dun,
man
dun,
makes me
dun,
think
dun.
it's like a pet.
I feel like
Um,
you're sucking ass at this really badly.
Yeah, no, you're doing really terrible, Gogglebob. We're all very upset with you. Basically, get on the
How did
other
you-
side. Okay, Gogglebob.
Oh my
what I
God.
meant when I said all that earlier was, if you go like on the other side of the pot, and leave Charlotte there, she will bang on that side, summoning the demon to face the other direction.
Fight.
I am suffering watching you suck total ass at this video
Please,
game.
please,
Good
Gogglebob,
God.
just rewind all the fucking way. Jesus Christ.
You don't have to be like this. You don't have to live this way.
You're
Every
all
once in a while, he
so
pukes
angry
on
at
me.
Oh my God, you did it wrong again. Just fucking rewind, dude.
Why is life like this?
Why are you like this?
This is how I feel
Because it
sometimes
makes for
trying to get
entertainment
like.
for the rest of us.
This is how I feel sometimes when trying to get like people specific like sprite sheet information. Like, no, they need to be facing to the right. The dimensions are wrong. The scale is wrong. Why the fuck are they not colored in?
Oh,
Why
I
is
see
this
what
scale-
happens. Okay.
I blame unpalletized sprites.
If I hit that thing, then it pukes on me, so I need to not do that.
No, you just let Charlotte hit the thing, and you go up and stand on the other side, the direction he's not facing, and just beat on him for free.
Direction he's not facing. What a weird concept.
Fucking, oh my God. Oh my God.
Literally just stand
Go up to
on.
the
look,
second
Charlotte's
shelf
on the-
and stand
Charlotte's
behind
on-
its head.
Charlotte's on the left. Jonathan on the right.
It's like you're
Combo
not
number
hearing
5.
them.
Oh no,
Gogglebob
Charlotte's dead again.
has made a choice, and it is to not understand human language or instruction in any fashion.
I mean,
This
to
sounds
be
like
fair,
the
I'm not doing a great
Jigsaw
job
puzzle
here.
all over again.
Jonathan, I mean, fucking Gogglebob. Okay, you hear me? I want you
Jonathan.
to. Okay, you're in the right. You're in the right spot, but no!
Get in the corner, Gogglebob.
You needed to be in the.
So
Wind
close.
back
Okay, it's okay. We
further.
have rewind. We have rewind. Please
Ooh.
rewind.
Gogglebob is going to
please rewind
continue
slightly
living his
further,
own death
Gogglebob.
forever.
Yes, yes. You've. Oh my God.
The Gogglebob is trolling you at this point.
Okay.
It's like
There we go.
again.
Oh, you pushed him too far. Why'd you push him so far? Okay, see, now
It
you're
really
good.
is
Yes,
Jigsaw puzzle all
yes.
over again.
We're so proud of you.
You don't deserve the pride we are feeling.
No, he does. I'm just gonna give it to him. That was for free, Gogglebob. This is the only time in your life I'm not gonna bully you.
Gogglebob, why did you have such a hard time understanding that? Not rhetorical. I'm genuinely curious. Let's see Charlotte's double jump animation now.
I have fun.
Yeah, I figured that you were doing.
Oh,
a
that
thing.
is really cute.
See, I told
Got a
you,
little-
right?
Is that a little broom?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she's a
'cause
witch.
she's a witch.
That's fucking adorable.
I told you, right? like when I said it, you guys were all like, "What's Beat talking about?" And then y'all saw it, and we're like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's legit."
The Castlevania like witch shit is basically always cute. There's like a witch in training that eventually like the bestiary makes it clear that like eventually she becomes a witch, and it just the bestiary description is just like she's so proud to have finally become a witch.
Yeah, I remember that.
And if you beat her, she turns into a cat.
Yeah, she just turns into a little cat wearing a witch hat.
You don't even kill her because you would feel bad about killing her. So she just runs away.
She just pieced out.
Yeah, she just left.
You can't do horrible things to skeletons though. That is something Castlevania just lets you do.
Well, duh. Sorry,
yeah,
no
'cause
offense,
they-
Pete,
they-
but
they
skeletons.
They can just put themselves back together. It's fine.
Well, no, you should see what happens if you destroy Yorik's head.
Oh god, he gets so upset.
He's so
I
pissed.
do love that there's a skeleton
Hamlet,
named
yeah.
Yorick that's just kicking his head around like a soccer ball.
He's constantly chasing after his head. If you manage to destroy his head without destroying him, he just goes ballistic and starts going ape shit at you.
Purse phone! Sorry.
Why are you saying it like that?
Well,
Because there's probably a story that you didn't hear.
there's a
Persephone.
specific story that was told on another stream that was about purse
Oh, I just noticed she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte doing the vacuum. Oh.
Yeah, Charlotte has a specific animation for if Persephone uses her vacuum on her.
I did not know that. What? I missed it. Like, yes, you
It's
do it
Marilyn
again now.
Monroe, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, like that is. Yeah, that's extremely sexist, but also like it's a sort of like stupid,
It's a cute
useless
joke.
detail that
I,
you
I
have to be
think
there.
I think the devs and I guess Igarashi
That's
knew
like
that
the
like,
opposite
players
of how a vacuum works.
they knew that a vacuum can suck and blow and also it is connected to a skull.
Yeah, so it's an evil.
but-
Get
vacuum.
out of here with your logic.
It's an evil vacuum.
And it's also like, when were vacuums actually invented?
Look at check.
Probably. I mean,
Really?
I don't know.
The 1901.
Well, John Harvey vacuum.
1901.
Really?
Okay,
Wow.
so
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. History. There
So
were
Dracula had vacuums. It makes sense.
There
And
were
Coca-Cola.
hand pumped vacuum cleaners existed in the 19th century, and then the first vacuum cleaning device to be portable and marketed 1905, and then it was really more of a luxury, which Dracula could afford until about post World War II. Then they became really commonplace.
well, this
This
is
is
a post World War II game.
1946,
Pre-world.
just about.
It
Yeah.
is World War II game, technically.
Yeah, this is the height of World War II. Oh,
I
hey,
thought,
the
it was,
Sarlacc.
I thought it was set in 1944.
I thought it was
Oh, yeah.
46.
During World War II.
Height of World War II. Yeah, my bad.
Also, why is the Sarlacc here?
Why wouldn't
Well,
it
it's
be?
sandworms, and also those are. I'm pretty sure that's more of a Dune reference than.
Worm.
Worm.
Yeah,
Worm.
sorry.
World Party.
Prior
Worm.
to the.
What was that?
Good morning.
Worm.
You're
how are you,
okay. Beat is
Dr.
right.
Worm?
It is 44. My bad.
I haven't heard Dr. Worm in a minute.
Also, Gogglebob, I
Dr.
am playing this game right now and only sort of barely watching your chat to make sure the bots don't show up
I
again.
appreciate
It's Red
Red
Skeleton.
Skeleton.
Or wait, no, Red Skeleton.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's too much enthusiasm for Red Skeleton.
Have you
Anyway,
not seen the White Skeleton, Red Skeleton?
Nope.
No.
Call me Dr. Worm. Good
no. Anyway,
I'm
the
interested,
stupid thing I had in my head was, you went straight to Egypt's land, and I went to Carnival Night Zone.
Yeah, I'm
in
not a
Sonic
big
the
fan.
Hedgehog
of
3.
clowns.
You have the
Flying
option to do that. That's kind of cool. But
Flying.
you can in
Like to
fact
play
just
the
pick
drum.
which one you're going to next.
I think I'm
appreciate that.
getting good, but I can handle criticism. Show you what I know, and you can tell me if you think I'm getting better. The drill. I hear the doorbell.
If anybody tries to say that They Might Be Giants isn't ska, there is evidence.
When I get into it, yeah, I'm singing it.
Yeah, the fact that it's one of the songs Fanboy sings makes it ska. It might not have been a
Compelling
ska
argument.
song when it was written, but it's a ska song now.
When I get into
It's a
it,
ska song
can't
because
tell
of Fanboy.
you
Yes,
That's how it works.
keep twirling
I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
When I give the
We have the official
signal,
showing of the
my friend,
fake villain of the piece.
Rabbi
Oh.
Vo will
Wow, that's his
play
portrait.
the
That is
stone
hysterical.
around.
It's his portrait of ruin.
Oh, I see what you did there. And I'm coming to your house with an axe.
Ah, damn it.
Bronner looks like a big nerd.
He does
Brother
look
is
like
a, I
big
mean, all
nerd,
he does
doesn't
is paint paintings. Like,
That's
his thing.
Hey.
Hey, you know who else
Is
painted
one of-
paintings? A
Is
little
one of
guy
his
you might have heard of
three-
called Adolf Hitler.
Oh shit!
Hitler was a nerd.
Is
I'm
one of you
willing to
named
say
Dorian
this.
Gray?
Only
Now, Dorian Gray just had one,
by
like,
my
commissioned.
daydream they will call me Dr. Worm.
Well, Fanboy's stuck in a loop here.
Yeah, you know, we just wait for him to work it out. It's fine. We've been doing this for a while.
I like that Bruder travels
Me and Beat have
exclusively
been
by
friends for
painting.
like 13 years at this point. He knows what I do.
I thought it was 15.
Depends upon if you're counting the first time that we spoke via message or the first time we spoke via like voice.
I mean, like, if I was inviting you to voice, obviously I already trusted you, so like I count it.
Yeah, fair enough.
When do you guys celebrate your
Okay.
anniversary?
I don't know the
I've lost
date.
them at the time.
I haven't logged into AIM in like 20 years, man.
Also, you can't anymore, which makes it murky mist of time. That's for the best. I don't think either of us would want to look back on the people we were then.
I mean, did AIM have chat logs? I think you had to like distinctly save.
Well,
them.
I had chat logs on an old computer. I don't know if they still.
Yeah, I had it was AIM, but I am a used. What was the like multi?
I used
back
Trillion.
machine?
Oh
I think
yeah,
it was
Trillion.
Pigeon for
There
me?
you go.
Yeah,
Is that the
Pigeon
way
and
you-
Trillion both worked.
Yeah, and that saved chat logs of everything. But that was like 4 laptops ago, and like I treat these things like shit.
I'm sure that that's like 4 landfills ago at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
My biggest problem with having the two characters in this game is that you will occasionally obtain an item and have no idea who it's actually for.
Oh
sorry.
yeah, it's good policy in this game to just go into the menu and just like check through every single thing,
Yes. Like,
which is annoying. But like,
apparently
game
what
is
I
sh-
just got was brass knuckles, but it was not immediately obvious.
Fucking put them on.
yeah.
No, I got sword.
Ugh,
If you've been doing you probably haven't because you are playing the game dedicatedly as like a goal-driven person. But if you weren't a goal-driven person, you could have done like a little side quest for Wind where you go and punch some meat in the first like painting area.
Yes, I remember that.
Excuse me. You do what?
punch
Beat
some
your
meat.
You just absolutely. I believe Jonathan has
don't like where this is
once only a text box for that one. That's just him screaming, "Ah, I'm beating it! I'm beating it! I'm stroking it!"
I don't like that.
Yes, that's what I was supposed to.
I
Also, I made all that shit up. It was all a lie.
of course.
I can't believe that Beat would lie to me about things. I trusted
Do
you.
you think someone would just go on the
Internet
internet and
is
lie about things?
Turns out you could just say shit in online.
But I also think I knew the room Beat was talking about. You're talking about that butcher room, right?
Yeah, the butcher room. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Rocky beating meat, not like, you know.
Is there actually
Something
like
else.
is there actually like
Is there
a
montage
secret
music?
in there if you get it?
No, if you get it, you go in there and basically that gets you a little side quest, and that gives you a high-speed punch, which is very fun.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought there would be a wall chicken in the butcher room. You know they always gotta have that there.
Yeah, no, you do get like a one of a kind healing item, but doesn't even heal that much.
Yeah, one-of-a-kind healing items are just not that one-of-a-kind in this franchise.
By the way, Cassandra, you are aware that sometimes the walls in this game, like, occasionally grow like Costco rotisserie chickens, right?
Yeah, totally. Having never seen this game before in my life, I totally knew that.
I wasn't sure if anyone brought it up.
That's
like
that's
how in Final Fight you can just find like a perfectly cooked turkey in the garbage, and it's delicious.
If anybody
I
ever
want some
goes
garbage
from the
turkey.
Rocky steps,
We all want garbage turkey, and we all want to watch Rocky. Let's
What's this about the Rocky
stop
stuff?
streaming right now and watch Rocky together.
God,
They're
is it
not
on?
the Rocky steps. They're the art museum steps. I will.
Children
That
yearn for Rocky.
is a hill I will die on.
That's fair. I
That's
think
right. You
that
watched
Gogglebob-
Rocky for the first time not long ago, right, Chrome?
Yeah, I did actually watch it for the first time. Like,
I
too long
believe
ago.
I remember you enjoying it, and I was like, well, that's very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Gogglebob, I feel like as punishment for you just sucking absolute shit at this video game. Next week you don't get to play your mana game like you want to. You have to play fucking the PS2 Rocky game Ubisoft made.
Can you maybe
You don't get
use
to
a
play your
healing
mana
item
game like you
instead of
want
just
to.
rewinding every time you die?
I mean, I could be using like a health item or something, but I'm not.
Have you considered not just sucking shit completely for no reason?
Yeah, have you considered like getting good? Like maybe think about that.
Oh,
if
Why are you
Rocky,
running
like,
around with 1 health? What is wrong with you?
I'm sure there's a
If I,
save point just ahead.
I hate you so much.
It is great how like making fun of Gogglebob just brings us together.
Doesn't
Just
bring me
like-
together.
I love tradition.
It is.
just
It
want
is.
him to
Every
hurt.
time
I want him
every
to
time we
suffer.
do it, we all grow a little bit as a person. Maybe, just maybe, learn a little bit about ourselves.
Okay, that one should
that
have
we're
counted.
not as bad as
Sounds more like a
Gogglebob.
Christmas
Also, like at this
story.
point, you should have like 8 healing items just in your inventory. Just
Oh, I
use
do.
one.
I could
mad
use
right
one,
now.
but I can just rewind easily. It's not a big deal.
But we hate
were
it when you
making-
rewind because
You were
we
making
hate
life
you.
worse. That
Rocky's-
bone dragon deserved better than to have to fight you, you piece of shit.
oh.
That many times.
Why is Charlotte still using the beginner sword? Why would you ever Dante Quixote?
She's
Because
not
it
Don
summons
Quixote.
Dante Quixote. We should be showcasing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see a fucking windmill fighter.
Oh, I thought I did equip it. Oh, that's weird.
Equip
How
it
are you
now,
like
motherfucker! God damn- I'm so sorry for calling you that.
I would be sorry.
Why
I
are
am
you
in
terrible?
awe of this. Why?
So is she gonna
Rock-
use it ever?
Eventually.
No.
It's like
I
Rocky
mean, you
was
could like
like,
swap
Gogglebob
characters
has-
just by
has bowed
pushing
her
the
into
top button.
inaction with his shitty gameplay.
if I didn't have the apprehension I had before about like boxing and wrestling, I think it like I think it probably would have like been the next thing that I made like countless pieces of fan art over.
Oh man, you're getting
What,
into
Rocky?
like boxing? That's awesome.
That would be awesome.
No, like
I think you
We
meant
could learn
Rocky
for the other Rocky.
series, right? Or
like if I wasn't like before I was like, you know, I had a whole thing. I was like not good with boxing, and now it shifted me to like good. But if I was just neutral on it, and then I watched it, I probably
It would have been a fixation.
Yeah.
yeah, it would have probably been like a new phase, like my guitar thing.
Oh
Love
wait, Gogglebob, you could have
God
saved
heal.
and you forgot to save.
That was the teleportation room.
Oh.
So teleport to a save room.
There's a save room right by it.
You didn't check
All
the
right,
wall to
fine,
see if
I'll
there's
give you
anything
that
hidden
one.
there.
I probably.
He's not checking all the walls. He's playing the game.
Yeah, he's going. Gogglebub's going for speed, which you know.
He'd be doing that a lot more effectively if he didn't suck ass at the game.
Yeah.
I don't
Rewinding
know
every
what caused
time
that
you-
reaction
you-
from AJ.
Get hit and die is a lot less fast than using a healing item.
I'm
Would
sorry.
be-
What'd you say, Beat?
It depends on your
I don't
definition
know
of
what
fast.
caused you to lose your shit just now.
Like
The
he's
concept
going
of
for
Gogglebob is going for
speed.
speed.
Like
He's going for. Yeah, no, you
He's
can't
going
justify
for
that one
distance?
either. Just it's just nothing there.
Gogglebob's choices in this stream are just completely alien to human reasoning.
He's going all right.
is he really though?
Not really, no.
Anyways,
The
Crow,
worst speed
you're
run
in luck.
ever.
You got like 8 more movies to go.
You don't have to watch all
You don't
of
have to
those.
watch all of them. I would say maybe watch Rocky 2 and then maybe skip ahead to Creed. Yeah, that's probably fine.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
even
I
know if
can't-
I've seen
it's like-
the entirety of Rocky.
It's like I wouldn't be able to watch anything if anyone like dies in the ring. Just so you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why
so
we're
you're gonna-
directing
so
you where we are.
absolutely skip Rocky 4 then.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, in general, like that's
It's
part of why
a
Beat is
30-year-old
directing you.
movie. We're allowed to just say that.
Crumbs, are you
But,
familiar
yeah,
with
Crumbs.
doesthedogdie.com?
Oh yes, yeah, actually.
But
Okay.
yeah, Crumbs, that's part of why Beat is directing you to the movies he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Rocky 2 is, a fantastic sequel to Rocky. And then you can just assume that Rocky lived a full and, relatively fulfilling life and skip to Creed, which is phenomenal. Just an absolutely amazing movie.
I heard regarding like Creed 3, that was like Michael B. Jordan, like he's going the Stallone route of like I'm gonna direct this one myself now.
Yeah.
He
Came
did,
out pretty
he did
good,
a job.
actually. It's a pretty darn good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Still thinking about that weird ass Tetris collection. I'm sorry, this is a complete digression.
No, that's understandable. It was a weird ass.
Yeah,
the
that's
Rocky,
totally
the
fine.
Rocky Creed Tetris collection? No way. That's cool.
But like,
still just-
Chromes, the Creed movies are all safe by your rules. And
As is Rocky 2.
Yeah, as is Rocky 2. And yeah, I would say that's a very good baseline for boxing movie appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
I've never even seen someone play Super Tetris 3. I don't know what it is.
Let me check.
It's third Tetris. There's
they
only,
made a
Tetris
whole-
2,
there were only,
he
there were
doesn't play
only
a
two
fucking
Tetrises
thing like
until
Tetris.
there was another.
There's way more than 3 Tetrises before Super Tetris 3.
Well, yeah,
It's like
obviously
Tetris,
Super Tetris 3 is the
Tetris
remake of normal Tetris 3.
The randomizer will re-roll if a piece would appear 3 times in a row. Thanks for that particular piece of information being in like the first paragraph Tetris wiki.
That's what makes it different.
Well, that's what makes it special.
I love the idea of a Tetris collection that has all those things that are called Tetris that don't play anything like you expect Tetris to, and also just like a few of the random weirdo Tetrises that like the most terminally online people care about, like Tetris Battle Gaiden.
I was gonna say Tetris Grandmaster, which
No,
I
it doesn't
only
have
know-
Tetris Grandmaster in that
But why not?
because they sell that separately.
Wait,
Prince
is it?
Ferdinand, weren't they going to make a Tetris movie?
They
That
did.
was optioned at one
Really?
point.
I've
It
heard of-
actually already came out. It's on Apple TV Plus.
It's a
Of
documentary.
course,
not.
it's on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, I heard it was like a fake documentary. Like it's a
like
documentary.
it's like a biopic kinda.
They kind of try and make
Well,
it like
yeah,
a.
it's fictionalized, but it's generally based on what Hank Rogers claims is the true story.
That's
Let's
an
read the
interesting way to
letterbox.
put it.
Let's read the top reviews on Letterboxd. The top.
in
I'm not reading this whole
general-
thing. Someone's saying Taryn and Mr. Tetris should have kissed.
In general, like what Hank Rogers says is something that Alexei Pajitnov is allowed to is willing to politely nod along to. So I guess no one really can argue with them about it. There's a part of me, like I have a signed poster from Alexei Pajitnov. There's a part of me that during the panel that was in, I wanted to submit a question that I knew they would never actually read, but I wanted to ask, are you in an eternal blood war with Vadim Gerasimov? But I don't think they would have read that, and I don't think that the answer would have been good.
But I'm honestly, you absolutely should have, though. Like, you gotta try, right? There's always the chance that somebody was off their game that day and allowed to
and doesn't know what a
like
Vadim Gerasimov is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm learning this now. At age 16, he was one of the co-developers. He ported it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
He
a guy that
probably
like
had a lot more to do with the creation of the game than the official story lets on.
Yeah, the official copyright and story says like Pajitnov created it and basically by himself. The Gerasimov has whenever anyone is willing to like talk to him, he's like, I had an important piece to play in that, and I should have gotten some amount of like copyright / royalties to it. But well, that story's already written.
I mean, I get it, but I mean, he's also stuff. But the other top reviews on Letterboxd, I'm keeping it as short ones, is like best use of I Need a Hero since Shrek 2. Real review, this movie is Argo for video game nerds in the best way possible. And then the other one I'm going to read is, this movie is so good, it makes you think that Taron Egerton is American.
I assumed he was like some sort of Cadbury cream egg man.
Which I guess makes him British?
he is what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's British. Yeah.
He's gonna play Dizzy, the Prince of the Yoke Folk, when that finally happens.
He's Welsh. He's Welsh.
He was one of the
Welsh is
in the
technically British.
Yeah, but
Welsh is
don't
United
ever tell Welsh people that.
I mean, we're talking about someone on the Isle of Great Britain.
Yeah. But yeah, the guy
part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, he did play Eggsy in Kingsman.
I feel that someday he should play Dizzy, Prince of the Yoke Folk.
Yep, I
I
agree.
like Kingsman.
I
The
heard good
first
things. I have
movie-
not seen it.
The first movie was good. I have not seen the other ones and I have no intention to, but all I know about the sequel is that it was like, hey, remember the Freebird scene? They tried doing that like 4 times.
I really liked the second one.
I saw the second one. I have not seen the first one.
With one of the characters, I'm probably gonna do as little detail as possible about this.
I'm not
But,
planning to
like-
watch it. You can just spoil whatever you want.
Okay, so
I'm not going to get mad at you.
And we'll,
or
we'll,
anything.
we'll
It's
add
like-
in post a foghorn that says Kingsman spoilers coming up.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's like he's like assumed dead in like the first one because he gets shot in the head. But
Yeah.
I too
But,
was
like,
assumed
Yeah,
that
no,
after
no, I
was shot
remember
in the
that.
head.
Yeah, like a guy shows
But
up and everybody's
generally-
like, "What? You're dead because we killed you very definitively," and then decided we didn't want to. And I was like, "Oh, I guess
We
they killed him
regretted
very
that.
definitively," and then
It's like-
backtracked on that.
it's like he was shot in the face, like right in the eye. So one of his eyes is like
Blurry.
they don't give him an eye patch, but he has glasses, and one of the lenses is like blacked
Blacked out.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
And I
that's
used
that's a
that-
classy way to do an eye patch.
I use that as inspiration for like my fanboy design.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I
It's very
remember
cool.
that.
I'm glad that you're able to wrap it back around. I was wondering where you were going with that, but that's cool.
I'm very upset that they brought him back to life.
I'm not, because I didn't see the first one. I don't know how dramatic his death was. If I'd seen the first one, I probably would be like,
World.
"Damn, they're right. They shouldn't have done that," but I didn't. and
I
don't
think
care.
I think we can all agree though that Mark Millar sucks as a writer, and any adaptation of Mark Millar's work is better than his own.
Typically,
Please bring back his Sonic the Comic work.
wait, he worked on Sonic the Comic? Seriously?
Like the British one, very early in its run.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
I had no
very
idea.
funny.
I will
If-
say, the one thing that I've actually seen with Taron Egerton in it was Sing, where he was playing a giant gorilla who sang Elton John.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
he-
one.
Yeah, and then he went on to save Elton John in Kingsman, and then he was Elton John.
In
That's
what?
concerning.
Rocket Man.
In the biopic?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
like that
Elton
biopic.
John shows up in the second movie.
That's right, he does. Yeah.
You
Forgot
keep
about
saying
that.
Taron Egerton, and my brain keeps thinking that you're going to say Terranigma instead. And I keep getting disappointed.
Now that's
Taron
really
Egerton.
upstream.
He was
Taron
also in an
Eggman.
Elton John music video in 2019.
I think
He's
this guy likes
basically just
Elton
Elton
John.
John now, legally.
Yeah, he does all the Elton John stuff. What was the name? That's right, Rocket Man.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that was
That was a good
for
fucking
the
movie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Rocket Man was fun.
Yeah, Rocket Man's pretty darn good.
I thought it was
Disney
weird.
egg should be Adventures of Lolo.
Oh, Eggerland?
Yes.
I was gonna say Fantastic
Blame it
Disney.
in sheets of land.
So many eggs. When are we gonna do
Oh,
Egg Week?
No, we're gonna. No, you have to do. We have to do the Eggathon. You'll play Eggs of Steel. You'll play Egg Mania, Egg Stream Madness.
You should
You'll
do it for
play
Easter.
Elemental Gimmick Gear. You'll play fucking. I will find all the egg games. You will play Dizzy 3.5.
I can't believe we haven't gotten to Billy Hatcher yet.
Oh, I despise Billy and his hatchering.
Nobody.
So,
I don't think
that makes it
anyone should
better.
have to go through. I don't think anyone should have to go through a Sisyphus type platformer.
I absolutely do, as long as Gogglebob's the one doing it.
That's fair.
I'm not sure how long ago this
They-
happened. Prince Hordkin said, Puyo Puyo Tetris is all the Tetris one needs. It lets you pick quirky characters.
That is true.
True,
My
that
wife
does
and I
happen.
play Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 literally every night.
I'm sorry, whoever I just cut off saying that.
That's me.
No one.
No, I thought it was Keithness saying something, but okay.
Was
What do I-
Caitlin saying something? I didn't hear anything.
I didn't see
No.
what
What happened?
I'm pretty sure
Okay,
there's
this is-
50
no.
characters in Tetris Battle Gaiden, though.
Oh yeah, they might.
Possibly.
Now you can
Puyo
play
Puyo
Tetris
Tetris 2
Battle Gaiden
is-
again.
Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is a really great little game because my wife always plays this character that just goes goo 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 goo, and all their dialogue
Oh,
is just that.
Carbuncle. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, that one, whatever. She just calls him Goo Goo. And
His name-
refuses to call him anything else. And every
That's like
time she
Pikachu.
wins, she just turns to me and shouts, Goo Goo!
his name is Carbuncle or Carby.
That
And
doesn't
he-
matter. My wife does not respect the canon.
Reasonable.
He's like actively disrespecting the canon.
Actively disrespecting the
Oh my
canon.
god, you're back down to 12 health. I hate you so goddamn much.
Goggle Bob, would you consider
I got hit
using
by
a
a
healing
rock.
item just for fanboy, please?
I wish that I could hit you with a rock.
like we just
No, in the
Goggle
game, I
Bob,
got
consider
hit.
this
You
like
have
an
your
investment.
pass.
Consider this an investment in our friendship, Goggle Bob. Please use a healing item. All right then. So it's war.
Hate you so much.
It's okay, I haven't got hit yet.
Unrelated.
Oh, wait, I got hit again.
Unrelated, but I've
This isn't even
been
like
about.
the fun murders where like I would watch you die in fucking what was that one game where like the delay was so severe that like I
Brave
would hear
Fencer
you say,
Musashi.
yeah, that one. You would miss a jump. And then the next like 30 seconds would be like just me going, oh yeah, here it comes, here it comes.
So, Chromes, I think you have your next task.
further me getting beaten up.
I don't feel like we have a duty.
I hope it's an image of me throwing a rock at Gogglebob's head.
I don't feel like we
yeah.
have the. I don't feel like we have the right to tell Chromes what to do. I think Chromes just is allowed to do whatever he wants.
I like having sometimes I don't have ideas, and
You appreciate
and I want to
requests
be like you guys
occasionally.
who give me ideas for what to do.
Okay. Well, in that case,
But all we ever
please-
have is violence.
Write it down.
All right. Well, in that case, please draw me just absolutely beating Gogglebob to death with blunt instruments. That's what he deserves.
He's a little dark.
Again.
I was about to
just
say, I
going
feel like
assume
this
the
has
rock
been
should
done.
be in. I was going to say, I just feel like that there should be a boulder coming towards Gogglebob's head, sort of like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
Sure, that works. We can go as abstract as is necessary here.
You're gonna need to write that down.
I'm writing it
because
down.
I'm ready.
Thank you, Cass.
I
Thank you,
totally
Cass.
will forget, but
Can't blame you. Can't blame you.
You don't. But also, like, drawing is a lot of work. Do not ever feel like you have to draw shit for us, because that is
Okay.
the one thing I don't want you to feel.
That's an awful thing to foist upon someone.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. That is not something that's.
Like the minute
How
somebody
many times
asks,
are we going to watch you die to this exact firebomb, Goggleball?
How are you like
Like-
this?
it's like
Why is it?
I'm just like you should feel
so much
obligated to
easier to be
share my
anything else.
fan art.
I'm happy to share your fan art. I just,
That's
you know,
fun.
I don't want you to feel obligated to draw fan art of me. Because I consider us friends, not fans, if that makes any sense.
that's why when someone
Just pals.
Yeah,
Pretty darn
this is
item, I have to
related.
consider the friendship first.
It would be
Is
so
this
much
something
easier to
that
play
I-
the game so much less fucking stupid than you're playing it. Good God.
But I must preserve my healing items. I might need them later.
You might need them
You
just
need
in
them
case you
now.
want to piss me off more.
You'll never need them if you keep playing like this.
But yeah, Chromes, I completely understand what Fanboy is getting at, or sorry, Beat is getting at, because, you know, you get to a point where somebody asks you, makes a request of you, and you seriously have to sit there and consider how much of a friend they are, as to whether you will consider doing this task that you might end up hating them for at the end.
Understand.
How many quilts have you been asked to make, Cass?
I would
Well, I'm
assume
gonna do the
thousands.
4 that I had already decided to do, and then I will consider how much I like my friend's husband, as to whether I will make him one or not. Because when
Yeah,
I
that seems
decided
like a
to make
shit ton of
him one
work.
thing-
Yeah. Wow,
Well,
Gogglebob, you managed to
you
fuck
just
up
did
your
that on
down
purpose.
kick
too.
hitbox.
That's terrible.
That mummy should not have damaged me.
You're making bad choices constantly.
Like I think the only thing is like I don't do NSFW requests. I only do those.
Good
I don't
idea.
think any of us is going to ask for that. I'll be
No.
real with you.
Thank you. Don't.
If we
Yeah,
do
no, we're
ask for
not.
that, like something has
That's-
gone horribly wrong.
That's
If you do,
absolutely.
if Gogglebob somehow asks for that, I will hit him with a rock even harder.
Why would
Yeah.
I be the one who would ask?
I don't
Why
know.
wouldn't you?
No, let's be honest. I would probably ask for it as a cartoonish kind of like not serious request. Like, please
Yeah,
draw
but it's less
this
sporting
as
to hit you in the head with a
ridiculous
rock.
as you can.
Food items are random drops. It's impossible for you to run out permanently.
I'm not using that pudding bucket. I might not get another pudding bucket.
Hate you so much.
Gogglebob, like, why?
It's a
what
bucket
made
of
you like
pudding.
this? What?
In
Who hurt you?
1944.
What just like broke in your life that turned you into this this
Gogglebob.
He didn't have any
horrible?
siblings to torment him.
Yeah.
Gogglebob. Gogglebob.
No, we covered earlier.
In
that I had a
1944, they talked about, like, especially in Europe, a lot more things got classed as puddings. Puddings were abundant.
neighbor. Puddings were abundant. The year was 1944. Pudding was abundant.
Cassandra, I want to add on to your idea. Like, when you say blunt objects, it's like a giant weed cigarette.
Oh, there
You
go,
mean a
blunt.
blunt? Oh.
I was just writing down what Beat said.
The blunt
This is Beef's
force
idea.
trauma Snoop Dogg DLC.
Yes.
Dog.
I make so many 420 jokes. To this day, I have never smoked.
I tried cannabis. I know it's not smoking, but I tried cannabis oil once, and it gave me like a permanent confidence boost, but it made it too hard for me to focus on what the hell I'm supposed to be doing when I was like having to study for like midterms and stuff, so I stopped taking it.
I like that you said permanent confidence boost, like it's a stat up.
Yeah, it's still going. I used to like it got me to realize, wait, I should just compliment people if they look awesome, and I should just say that.
It's like Bloodstained, where you eat food for the first time, and suddenly your stats are permanently better.
Yeah.
I've never smoked. I've had like secondhand smoke stuff a lot because of where I used to live.
Of course.
But I've drank before.
I ate a weed candy once and was like just so profoundly paranoid that my brain would just simply never recover.
Oh no.
That sucks.
I will say that I definitely had. I've tried various weed items on a couple of different occasions. My favorite, which at the very least Beat will likely appreciate, was my "these edibles aren't shit" moment, which was I tried two different. Or on one occasion, I tried a gummy cannabis that did, as far as I'm concerned, nothing. So on the next occasion that I was offered, I'm in my home, nothing's gonna go wrong.
How many did you take?
I took 2, and like at the time, there's somebody else with me, and she was outside on her phone, and I was playing Legend of Zelda, I want to say Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom. I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, and I was underground.
That really dates us to being within the past year.
Well, yeah, this is when it happened. But I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, and I was in the underground, and there was like one of those light up plant things. What are like the save
Light
points
roots.
Basically? Light roots?
Light roots, yeah.
There was a light root within vision of Link, and it was exactly when the cannabis hit, and I swear in my brain it took a half hour for Link to walk to that, and it was maybe like real world like 5 inches type of situation. And I'm just like, okay, this doesn't usually take this long.
I will also say
like,
for
oh, wait.
Goggle Bob's credit that recreational is legal in the state that we live in.
I will, yes. Just in case anyone's curious, it is legal.
In the great state of Gogglebonia.
Like, when you say that it
yes.
was dated, I'm an exact nerd that I have never taken cannabis while it was illegal.
Oh, so you've never done it while it was cool.
Yes, exactly.
This
Dude, I
fucking
I
goody
haven't-
two shoes over here.
Like I just
haven't
admitted
done
to
any of that
underage
myself.
drinking.
It's
I had a
fine. None of us
friend-
are a cop.
Yeah, like if anybody on
As
this
long as
call
you
is a
don't make
cop, they're
a-
banned from the Discord immediately.
As long as you don't make a
Any of us-
habit of it, you're fine.
Yeah.
As long as
Many
you
of
know,
us
huh?
had never drank underage, we'd also have a bigger problem.
I never drank underage either. I'm such a fucking loser.
Wow. No,
Go do
not a
something cool,
loser.
Beat.
Okay.
What kind
I
of-
guess
Rob
I'll
a check
what-
cashing
hey.
store, you jackass.
What
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
sure. That.
what kind of beverage is underage?
What?
Well, we're not dignifying that
No,
response.
Not justifying that one. Not
No.
giving you that one.
Moving on.
The only time that I've had a thing was, of course, I was in an unfamiliar place, and I was
Perfect
with
fight.
people that I trusted, and they were all partaking, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? I don't have to go anywhere tonight. Like, we were where we were staying for the night, and they were like, oh, well, yeah, you only have to take half of one of these. I was like, okay, so it was a gummy. I was like, all right, well, watching how much it had already affected the other people we were with, I'm like, okay, let me do this. And like the rest of the night, I'm still just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. I was like, all right, either something metabolism, or, you know how some people
Or
don't.
these edibles ain't shit.
Well,
Exactly.
combination of also I don't know what to expect because I've never done it before, but at the same time, you know how some people don't have a reaction to poison ivy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like maybe I just don't.
that's possible.
I'll
Yeah.
have to try it
It does
again
happen.
for science.
Someday, one day.
Yeah, that was definitely the same thing that I was talking about. When I did 2, I actually had an effect, but when I did 1, I literally waited the entire night like, oh, this is going to kick in, and it never did.
Yeah, and this was half of 1, and everybody else in the group was like half my size. So there could a couple extra factors there.
Yeah, extenuating circumstances.
Pardon me. I will be right back.
Before the stream, I was trying to draw, like, because famously, I just draw a lot, and
Oh,
Work's
that's
over.
that's why I was getting so mad about the suit thing, because like
Mm.
like
Are you
I
trying
couldn't.
to draw a fancy new suit for Beat skeleton form.
It was I was just trying to get better at drawing suits, but
All the suits you
people-
could find
people are
sucked
bad
ass.
Right?
people are bad at making suits
If
and
you
wearing
can't find
suits.
a decent example.
I apologize for not wearing my suit well.
Wear it better, you jackass.
I do
Okay.
everything half-assed, whether they like it or not.
Talk
You
about
everything
Welcome
jacket.
to the
so
circus.
badly want context for that picture.
Okay, I posted a picture of someone in a suit, and like the sleeves are way too long, and it's like it's really like it really makes the sleeve look like crumpled, and it's very makes me really mad.
Okay, so here's a question for the suit-wearing members of the group. What are your thoughts on skinny ties?
Awful, dreadful.
Skinny ties.
I think ties should be as large as possible.
It's like,
I've
don't
never
make me
felt
cry.
comfortable wearing a wide tie.
I think ties should have, like, problems.
I think all suits should be David Byrne big suits.
Agreed. Think big.
Think burn.
With like
David Byrne.
Just Google
have-
David Byrne big suit, you'll get it.
I know what his suits
Okay.
look like.
like MC Hammer
I was like,
pants.
is that his name?
Like MC Hammer
I know his
pants,
last name, but I forgot his
suits.
first name for a second.
Yet another in the series of
You ju-
untrustworthy Davids.
You gotta remember there's David Finch and David Learn.
David Learn?
David Binch and David Learn. I'm doing a
Bitch.
spoonerism. Let me see if I can find it.
All right, so going back to previous conversation about David's, where do we stand on David Copperfield?
I don't know who
Don't
that
trust him.
is.
That's a good idea.
Oh no,
He's
I
Crumbs
seem
doesn't
to recall him
In
getting
a
food.
shotgun shack.
He's a known tricker.
I-
You may find yourself
um,
in another part of the world.
Check general. Wait, hold on. Let me
In the
view.
wheel of a large automobile.
doesn't
You may
know
find
who
yourself
David
in a beautiful
Copperfield
house
is.
with a beautiful
I've
I
wife.
heard the
don't know.
name, but I don't know what he
And you
looks
may
like
ask
by
yourself,
face.
Well,
Oh,
how
no,
did I
no.
get here?
In your car, we covered
The days
this.
go by, let the water hold me down, letting the days go by. Water flowing underground into the blue again after the money's gone. Once
I have
in
that
a
music video in my
lifetime,
mind.
water flowing underground.
Now it's Kermit.
Same as it ever was.
Whatever was.
Crumbs knows that one.
I
Yay!
like that one.
I the first time I
What's up, man?
heard
Beautiful
about
house?
it, I didn't even realize what it was. It was when Billy and Mandy referenced it.
I don't
Billy
doubt
and
that.
Mandy reference a
I-
lot of things that
I
Yeah.
found out.
more for the parents than children at that point.
Just the
I found out about Once in a Lifetime through like this animated series that like It references once in a lifetime.
You mean Billy and
Because,
Mandy?
like, no. Like, it's called Ina or something.
Oh, Anna. Yeah, I've seen that one too, and they reference it in like some of the animations. Some of the
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
All right, fanboy DJ, need another song. That one's stuck in my head, and I don't want it.
I'm trying to think of ones that I can actually pull out that you'll have enough context for it to actually
Dick.
unseat it.
Enough context for.
I mean, it doesn't take much to get a song stuck in my head. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I just don't think that the Jeff Rosen stock is gonna work.
You can always go back to Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
always-
love
that's also
I love
true.
it. I love that gif.
It's time to start singing Police Truck until we get banned.
Right. Let me check.
It's early to speak about the game. I do enjoy this area where basically gravity is a suggestion.
I mean, for the background, it seems to impact the
Oopsies.
characters pretty harshly.
Well, it doesn't impact our dudes, but if you've noticed, random enemies will be like crawling around the ceiling and
Tonight's
shit
the
like
night
that.
when we got the truck. We're gonna go down.
I see all the
Beat up
bricks.
the rocks.
kind of-
Your turn to drive
the
by.
way.
Bring the big
Yeah, like,
Ritzy
these Medusas are not
shit.
working like they normally
Let's
would.
ride how we ride. Let's ride, low ride. Yeah, I don't have it in me to actually sing those lyrics. They're too horrifying.
No, you're good. I appreciate the effort.
I will find something that is less horrifying.
So I'm gonna take a minute to just complain about the general state of the outside, because we had fake fall last week, and
Yeah, it
I'm
was weird.
very disappointed because it was like 60 degrees in the morning and it was glorious,
Yeah, it was
and
nice.
it's supposed to be 97 tomorrow or something,
Yeah.
and I want to cry.
What happened to honesty?
Yeah, no, it was weird to have cool weather in August, because usually August is like a walking armpit. Like,
Right,
it's
but-
unpleasant.
The early summer was the walking armpit this year, so
Yeah, no,
it was
everything
not-
seems to be off by like a month.
Global warming.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh, I need to pull out the climate mash.
It was
Excuse
the
me?
climate mash!
Goggle Bob is exactly correct.
I mean, that's where my brain went, and I was a little hopeful, but holy moly.
Yeah, no, shortly before his death, Bobby Boris Pickett took his one hit and made a song about how, like, the government is doing its best to ignore the dangers of global warming.
Woof. What did he die of?
I forget what exactly he
CIA
died of. He was-
bullet.
Thankfully not.
Doggle Bob, stop jumping onto a blade.
Yeah, I gotta avoid that.
He will never. Okay, so let's see. He was born in 1938 and died in 2007. So mostly normal run.
Normal
Leukemia.
run.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Bobby Boris Pickett is one of those figures that is fascinating to me because he is like someone who, upon getting a hit, understood that he was never getting an organic hit again, and simply attempted to recreate that hit over and over again just to see if it would work.
Did it?
So, like, Bill
no.
Nye's character
Okay.
in Love Actually. Got it.
So like you get the Monster Mash, and that's a perennial Halloween staple that he could essentially live off of forever. But that didn't stop him from producing things like Monster Rap and Climate Mash and like a million other things.
Climate mash.
You gotta give him credit for trying.
Climate mash.
Oh yeah, no, I respect that. But Monster Rap is the funniest to me, simply by virtue of having like fucking Frankenstein repeatedly saying "Rap for Daddy."
Oh, no.
Ugh.
Can't imagine why that wasn't a hit.
I should see if I can pull this up.
That's a mental
Oh,
image I could have lived without.
This is ominous. Monster rap radio edit.
Oh no!
Not colon parentheses radio edit.
Oh.
I don't know what the unedited version is. Also, monster rap parentheses club mix.
I see you're in the weird carnival now, which is weird.
Where I got a
I
cop.
love upside down levels.
So do I.
What level are you, Beat?
Huh? I don't know. I went here first. Oh shit! The boss to this one is Legion,
Yep.
but I'm also playing like very lethargically, doing like side quests and shit. So not
Wait,
like.
Gogglebob's at level 17. What level are you?
Oh, I don't know. Let me check. Turn my switch back on here.
Oh, I assumed you were still playing. Sorry.
I was talking to my wife.
Hi, wife.
She's not in the room. Level 17. So I am also level 17. Same level as Gogglebob.
Sorry, that
Oh,
is
that's
not.
not a
Bring me some vocal cords.
No.
That's a lot of bodies.
It's Legion.
It's Legion.
You realize who you're saying this to, right?
It's
Okay.
biblical.
Okay, Cassandra, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm trying to not be a dick here. You've heard of this little book called the Bible, right?
I don't
mean,
believe that you
yeah.
were not trying to be a bit.
I'm absolutely being a dick.
I think it's
No,
called the
no,
Bible.
that's fair. Like, I've heard of it, but that doesn't mean that I've read it.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
I always thought that was from the comic book.
No, it's from the Bible.
It's from both.
Okay.
I forgot. After the monster successfully raps a single terrible verse, we just get to hear his fucking Dr. Frankenstein impression shout, "That's my boy!"
Oh, no.
Awesome.
Horrible.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no. I want to say
very-
Gospel of Matthew. I gotta dig this up now.
It's one
Not
of
a
the
very
things
religious
Jesus
crowd.
fought in Jesus versus Capcom.
What?
Listen, he's going
was
to
like-
rap again.
I was so confused. I was like, does that happen in the Bible?
Yes. I got bolts in my neck, a flat top head. I'm 8 feet tall, and I'm back from the dead.
Please
I
tell
like
me
how
you're
matter of
legal.
factly you said that.
I felt that it needed the dignity of an unbiased reading.
Okay, back to Suits. Like,
The thing.
I just...
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm thinking about other really bad raps.
Oh, okay, I
I'm
was
thinking about
wrong.
when
It's the
Dee Dee
Gospel
Ramone
of
rapped.
Mark.
like,
Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many." Mark chapter
Okay,
5.
so to rewind a couple of steps there,
Yes.
you're saying it's the
rewind.
Jesus thing, which means it's New Testament, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Are you fucking with me right now?
No, no, I'm not.
well, I
I-
didn't know that.
If you did not grow up Christian, there's not a lot of reason to know much about this.
We're
Yeah,
learning all
sure. I
sorts of
suppose. Yeah, but as someone who grew up Christian, I was like, no, the Old Testament is where all the other guys are. The New
Jews live.
Testament is all Jesus all the time. It's
Right. Well, I no.
Very-
I-
a very simple breakdown. I apologize. Continue, please.
No, you're good. Like, that's kind of a fair assumption most of the time around here.
I
Absolutely.
sort of grew up Christian. It's like, it was very loose. I never, went to church on Sundays or anything, but both of my
Culturally
parents...
Christian.
I'm sorry,
Both of
I'm
my
picturing
parents, yeah.
it was very loose and somebody being like, "Who do you worship?" "Buddha." Close enough.
Good enough.
We got
I'm-
one.
Like-
I'm
Growing up, I was taken to church and I was in Sunday school, but they don't really talk about that part of the Bible in, the children's room.
They don't talk
So-
about the New Testament.
Not that.
not in a way that you could identify a book.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean, I do have to say that
So
Sunday
it was
school
lots
was
of
a lot of.
drawing,
Oh, okay.
watered down.
I will say that Sunday school for me was a lot of Old Testament, like Noah and like a lot of those stories for whatever reason.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like Old Testament is I am practicing Christian, so just to get the disclaimer out of the way. Old Testament has a ton of like really great one-off narratives, so to speak. Like if you want to like
that's it exactly.
You want to take this like from a completely like disconnected from faith standpoint. The Old Testament has just the sickest stories you ever heard. Jonah and the fish, Noah, just so many great David and Goliath, so many things in the Old Testament. The Old Testament fucking rules.
There were a lot of dudes going into ovens at one point.
Oh yeah.
They were doing
the writing on the
they
wall.
made out okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
When you water it down for the children, that's the version I know.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
There was like this.
Kids love Azrak, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah. We all love Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Right.
Those guys fucking rule. But okay, so basically, the Old Testament is, if you want to like parse this down to like the kids' Sunday school version, the Old Testament is a bunch of really sick morality stories about super cool dudes doing impossible things, which all of them rule. Daniel and the Lion's Den. I mean, they're so fucking mad.
Samson.
Oh,
Samson. Fucking Samson.
Don't think too hard about what
Lion's Den.
Samson is doing most of the time.
Yeah. Samson is sick as hell. We all love Samson. Fuck you if you don't
I
like
know
Samson.
the Lion's Den one.
Right?
I'm sorry,
And then the
I'm
New
still
Testament-
stuck thinking about Dee Dee Ramone rapping.
And the New Testament is about the Son of God coming to Earth and being like, hey, you guys are all fucked up, but it's cool. I forgive you.
Don't be a dick.
We'll fix this.
And I will also say that, like, this is also my own knowledge of it as an adult and not necessarily 100% remembering Sunday school. But Sunday school covered Jesus. But if you really get into the New Testament with Jesus, you get into the very difficult to explain to a third grader, what do you mean his disciples can't agree on what happened? And, like...
What do you mean his friend turned him in?
Yeah, well, it's a matter of the New Testament has a few bits that it's like, wait, why didn't anybody else mention that this happened?
Yeah. There are a few stories that are only told in one gospel.
Which is, again, hard to explain to a third grader.
Also, it needs to be mentioned that the Gospel of Luke was not a disciple. Luke was some guy 100 years later.
He was essentially a historian, but
Yeah, he was a historian, yeah.
I think I've only actually gone to church like 1 or 2 times in my life.
I've gone to church literally more times than like it would be. It's pointless even numbering them. Multiple times a week because I was a part of a taekwondo group where I would basically teach church kids how to fight, and it was awesome. I loved doing that. It was great.
I mean, just
fantastic visual on that.
I was gonna say,
Thank you.
in general, the phrase "I would teach church kids how to fight" could go in a lot of directions.
Exactly. No, but for context, yeah, I went to Sunday school as a child, but once I was old enough to decide that whether
You
or
didn't
not
want to go to Sunday school.
You're
didn't.
not
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
right, but also a lot of my very close friends were Jewish, or by the time I was older, atheist. So I haven't spent a lot of time around people who would have that kind of specific knowledge either.
All right. I'm just so used to like people knowing who Jesus is that it kind of blew my mind that like you didn't know which testament he
Okay,
was in.
to be fair, yes, I understand who Jesus is.
No, I realize that's a me problem. I realize that's a me problem.
No,
I'm not trying to diss you.
No, you're good. You're good. And because,
Forgivable.
again, you consider us friends, but there's still a lot you don't know about me. So,
Yeah, I know.
It
It doesn't mean we're not friends. Every time you like question our friendship, it just pisses me off.
No, I didn't question it this time.
I know you're not questioning my friendship. Look, let me just like clear the air here, right? Everybody on this call, if you're on this call, that means I like you enough to not kick you out of my Discord.
Yeah.
Brought to America,
Oh, we're
fighting
doing.
on arrival.
Really now?
Are you singing Buffalo Soldier?
It is Buffalo
Yeah.
Soldier.
Fighting for
All right,
survival.
cool. But like,
When
no.
I analyze the stench.
As someone who like watches church service every Sunday, and is fully at peace with my belief in Christ Jesus, Redeemer of my sins. If there's any questions you want to ask about Christianity, go right ahead.
Brought to America, fighting on
I'll reserve
arrival.
my line of questioning for not being on stream.
Fighting for survival.
This is neither the time nor the place for that conversation, as far as I'm concerned. But I appreciate you.
Just immediately jumping into the deep end in your own mind.
I remember
If
one
you
guy
know
who said he
your
could totally make me an
history.
atheist with a word, and I was like, "No, you fucking can't, dude."
You would know
And he was
where
like,
to come
"What do you
from.
mean?" And I'm like, "I mean, like you can probably point out the Big Bang happened, and I'd agree with you. I'm not like a young Earth creationist. Come on, man."
I'm just a buffalo soldier.
The Earth was either created in 7 days or nothing.
Stolen from Africa.
Not a biblical
Bro.
literist.
I was about to say, the
Dinosaurs.
Bible is literary in every way.
Yeah,
The
like
Bible.
that's not a conversation worth having 9 days out of 10.
Buffalo soldier.
But you believe in dinosaurs, right?
Of course, I believe in dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are fucking awesome.
That's the important part. Don't forget your faith. No
Oh my
offense.
God.
Look,
I mean-
I'm aware of it. Like creationists are a thing, and that like that's a whole fucking can of worms. But
I'm not arguing
for
any of that.
where I sit, the Book of Genesis, like the Garden of Eden, all that stuff is allegorical. It is not literal.
Is
Interesting.
Lilith in any apocryphal books?
I don't really study up on that.
I mean, you're somebody who might have a fun answer to this, but I can
Sure.
tell you my story if you don't have one. Have you
Absolutely.
ever spoken to somebody who very much wanted to believe in the quote-unquote mythical behemoth from the Bible?
I mean, what you mean, like the one that like gets mentioned once or twice?
There's a behemoth mentioned in the Bible.
I don't know how many times it gets brought up.
I
personally
swear it's only like once, but the
I
important
know that
thing...
like Ziz is like mentioned either in some apocryphal shit, and the behemoth is mentioned like I know the behemoth is mentioned like once or twice.
Well, I remember this very distinctly because I
Is
looked at
Leviathan mentioned too, or is it just
Leviathan is sometimes mentioned in regards to Jonah and all that nonsense.
Okay, because I know it's Behemoth, Leviathan, and Ziz.
Because Behemoth,
My hot take on that is that it would be cool as fuck if there was a big bird, a big whale, and a big rhino.
well, that's the thing. If you
not it.
read about because I spoke to somebody one time who very much believed in the Behemoth, let's say literally as like a monster, essentially. And if you go back to the Bible passage, and I went through a couple of different translations to confirm this, they are 100% talking about a rhino. Like, it is not even a question. They talk about how it spins its tail and stuff like that, and has,
Rhinos
like,
do that, yeah.
legs like tree trunks and whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a rhino.
I was about to say, everything about it is like, oh, dude, this is a rhino. And just, I don't know what possesses some people, because I've met these people that 100% need it to be mythical in some way. And it's like, no, we lived on the same planet as this thing. It's over there. It's at the zoo. Like, we've got behemoths. He's like, that one's name is John.
It's a rhino. It's a rhino.
Yeah, no,
And,
it's very
like,
straightforward.
It's a rhino, and Leviathan is probably either an alligator or a whale.
I was
and
going to say,
Ziz
I
is
think
just a big bird.
I think Leviathan literally translates to, like, basically it became the word whale. Like, I think that's
There you go.
the one of... this is off the top of my head, but I know there is a word in the Bible that is basically, like, this is the root of the word whale anyway.
Johnny,
Like,
Well,
we'll
Ziz,
just
I'm
figure
not
this out.
familiar with this name.
Ziz is like I think only in apocryphal stuff. But like, no, Behemoth's a rhino.
Yeah, it's very simple.
If like the RPG designers of the world want to make Behemoth like a continent-sized creature, just stomping over a dead Earth with like cities on his back, that's cool as fuck. Not even gonna argue against that. That's awesome.
Not gonna argue.
But like,
Stop
Behemoth
that.
is just a rhino. Yeah, that's fine.
But you know, it is straight up like not even. If you've seen a rhino once and you close your eyes, I start saying the passage. It's like, oh yeah, there it is. I've seen that.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a rhino.
There's that guy.
There's that guy.
I know that guy.
I know that guy. That's a rhino.
These people around
How's
here.
that going? As we hit the 2-hour mark.
That's what we do. 2-hour Mac. It's very common for Fanboy to just be like absolutely powering, singing through it. No, very, very standard.
For those of you
What
just joining us,
Is that like a gigantic bug with demon wings?
it kind of looked like it.
That rules. I am so glad to see that.
I mean, I was just playing Ghost Trick, where the designer decided their dog should be in the game. So, come on, fanboy! I mentioned Ghost Trick. You can get off the song now.
I was not paying any attention. I was busy singing "Come On, Eileen" by Dexy's Midnight Runners.
I like that you were doing the Dexys version, not Say Ferris.
I was tempted, but I like both versions. Tonight was a Dexy's Midnight Runners version.
Fanboy, I gotta ask, and this is not a question you have to answer, but I still need to ask.
Okay.
When you sing these songs, do you pull them up on your computer to sing along with them, or are you just doing it straight from memory?
I pull up the lyrics to make sure that I have those in mind, but I'm never listening to the song.
Okay, because like I remember a couple of weeks ago you were singing "I'm a Rat" by NoFX or Hi-Fi on my standard. But the thing is, you got all the pauses correct, and I was like, so does he have a reference? I'm not sure.
It's kind of like when we did the simultaneous singing of what was it we did last week? The Crazy Frog song. That wasn't right. Axel
the tune and meter I'm keeping entirely in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing.
That's
If
very
we were
impressive.
trying to sing together, we would
Not really,
absolutely
but-
be on a completely different beat.
Sometimes it is.
Just due to the nature of Discord lag.
Yeah, you know, you can't really do it. I've literally like given out the YouTube link for songs I want to sing with Fanboy to fuck shit up, and then done the countdown just so we can all be on the same timing. not correcting each other for Discord lag, and therefore just getting longer and longer.
Okay, so fanboy.
What?
It's 10:30. So
Yeah?
I just hit a save point, so I am gonna try your goddamn other thing.
It's too late.
You'll at
Fanboy's
least
in
get-
song mode.
No, you'll at least get to hear. That was me humming a song from Haunted Castle called "Cross Your Heart." It's actually
Okay, never mind.
one of the
then.
better songs that didn't get leitmotif to death in the future.
Ooh,
I am gonna
you
try
get to revisit it or OG version?
I'm gonna try revisited just because I have no idea what this is going to be. So
All right, sick.
Tethering is off.
somebody's having the worst wedding ever.
Yeah, that's basically his life. Haunted Castle revisited.
Who just
Come
left?
back to the Haunted Castle.
Who left?
Kate and
Who did we lose?
left.
Oh, okay.
I don't blame Keith.
I don't blame Keith either. I love that, like, he got so mad that his wife was taken, he caught fire.
I mean, that's what you would do too.
Oh, absolutely. I get it.
So some notes for Goggle Bob. If this functions the same, this already is quite different. If this functions remotely the same way as the original, the stopwatch subweapon is completely fucking busted because it worked on everything. up to and including bosses, and costs basically nothing.
Good to know.
Okay, this has been remade to be a normal Castlevania game. This is weird.
So do you need to go back to the non-revisited one?
I mean, I want to try this.
Something that, yeah, you'll want to try this at least. But yeah, this has been this only very dimly resembles the original.
Okay, you do have a timer on the whip upgrade.
Okay, yeah. So that wasn't. So like, I'm gonna point out, the whip gets replaced by a broadsword in the arcade version.
Sure.
Like when I'm saying like is that this is much more much more normal. Like one of the first sub weapons you'll find in the arcade version is a bomb.
Yeah, I remember the bomb.
What
does even happen?
But yeah, the cross, which you don't get until super late in the game, shoots lasers in that one.
Lasers.
This is a normal Castlevania game that is vaguely, like, aesthetically reminiscent of Haunted Castle.
Yeah, this is some weird shit.
Like, they basically just made another one.
So we now have a Castlevania game. Oh, so Cass,
I am
answer
putting...
there's an attacking tree.
This is a set piece from the original.
I was about to say, this I remember.
Why are we calling me out?
I was going to say, this is
who now?
One of those action Castlevania games as opposed to
a
Metroidvania game.
It wasn't you, it was Bob.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like some set pieces I'm recognizing from the original, but a lot of stuff seems to just be essentially created from whole cloth. This is actually a bunch of set pieces that I recognized from like Castlevania Chronicles, or there's some other weird stuff going on here.
I was about to say, wait, I've got a torch sub weapon. Okay, that's just holy water apparently, or at least in function.
I am putting the amazing Brando Castlevania 3 song in a kick-ass music, Goggle Bob.
Because there's music and it kicks ass.
Yeah, so there's music and it kicks ass. Also, like, I was listening to like one of our ancient streams recently for some reason, probably just for like background noise. And I was reminded of the time that I told Fanboy about Brando's transition.
Yeah, that was actually the stream that Goggle Bob just put up.
Oh, okay, so that's why it was so recent.
Not that ancient.
Not that ancient, but yeah, no, I am very happy that Brando has discovered herself, and seems to be doing much better than she used to be.
That was the one where I joined the server.
There you go.
Yep.
See?
Yay!
Show me how you do it,
and the rest was history.
But now you know the rest of the story. Spinning on that dizzy edge.
I really like the imagery here of the road, like, filling up like a fucking meter to show the passage of time as Simo Belmo struts across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, dude, these skeletons released ghosts? That's terrible. That's not cool.
What are you saying? Skeletons don't have souls?
Yes.
It's fucked up, man. Thought we were friends.
I thought we were friends because you didn't have a soul.
Dancing in the deepest oceans, twisting in the water, you're just
like I tell my friends about these streams all of the time, and like I screen capped the interaction where you sent me an invite to the server.
Let me look at this now.
Been asleep for days.
There you go. The moments in time immortalized forever.
I found myself.
I don't know. I tell my friends about what I do on Tuesday nights, and they're like, "Why?"
Why not?
Right, exactly.
grounded deep inside of me.
Beat chat, please.
Soft
Oh,
and
fucking
lonely.
Another
really?
one?
You.
Holy shit, these
You're
motherfuckers
popular
lonely.
tonight, Goggle Bob. I don't know what to
really
tell you.
are. I don't know what to tell you.
Like heaven.
How could this horrible thing have happened to popularity?
The reports.
Inexplicable popularity.
Spam. Oh, fucking A.
Yeah, this isn't nearly as horrifying as I remember the original.
Yeah,
version.
this has been toned down super hard and is also just significantly less weird.
I mean, it's still kind of weird. Like, I mean, just even
Yeah,
to look
I
at
said
it.
significantly less, not weird. Not weird.
Less weird, but not weird. Oh, now this is just straight up Chronicle here.
All right.
I
It
know
looks
this
like
game.
I
Message
effectively
deleted
banned
by a moderator.
Excellent.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm not trying to make you do work. It's just one of those. You have the ability,
This is why we got mods.
and I happen to be watching the screen like a monster.
Thank you for
I
reading
don't know
the
why
chat.
you would do that. Let's see. I currently
You
have
did better than that.
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs open.
Oh,
one of them
dude.
is the Book of Matthew,
At all?
chapter 8. Two
Oh,
of them
God.
are Google searches related to biblical apocrypha. The third one is the Amazing Brando song, and the fourth one is pornography.
Huh?
All
Okay.
streaming. Huh?
What?
I don't think he's opened that tab in a while.
No, it's just it's a tab I forgot to close.
It's
I remember
it's
when
there
Twitter
to
changed
tempt
its.
me.
I remember when Twitter changed its name to X, and I was like, I would keep
It was
seeing
so
like
long
the
ago.
Now it
little
looks like
X.
it's all my porn.
I would look at the X icon at the top of the in my like Google Chrome or Mozilla. I switch between browsers actually quite frequently. I don't know why. And I would
don't
look
know.
at it and I would just be like, huh, I guess I forgot to close that porn tab. Strange. And then I would click on it and it would be just, Twitter.
So
and
much
I'm like,
worse than
oh,
porn."
right. Elon Musk is a fucking moron, of course.
We've been referred to as staffers again.
Twitter has effectively become a porn site,
It
actually.
really has. I mean, like, I was
I
going through
remember-
He's
the,
not good at
the
anything
ad-
else anymore.
I was
I
going through the
remember-
ads you sent me, Chromes, and like the one that surprised me most was the one that was like, one of those. They only show up on mobile, and they're the ads that aren't even tweets. They're just if you tap them, they just take you to like a fucking
Right.
Google Play store page or whatever the Apple equivalent is.
I hate those.
They're so awful. I get like 15 of them a
Like-
day for fucking Ebony.
It's like I like how they were tweet ads before because I could just go and block like the advertiser.
Yeah, but you can't block them when they're not even like tweets.
Right.
But like one of the ones you sent me was literally like Animal Crossing pornography. And I just sort of stared at it and went, I thought like the one upside of like the tweets not even being tweets when they're advertisements was, well, at least it can't be pornographic. I'm sure somebody looks at these things and approves them. Turns out that does not happen.
It does not.
I will say this week, on Monday, we talk about how bad Twitter is, but I had to go into actual Facebook. And Facebook,
Oh, the horror.
the second thing that was on there, like the second thing on my feed or whatever you want to call it, was a friend of mine from high school was tagged, and it was a, oh, I thought you would find this interesting, and it was a very obvious before and after weight loss thing, but was definitely AI generated. Like
Right.
it was like just definitely the same image, just plus fat for the second one or whatever. And more details in comments. And the first comment was a link to a website that did not have a valid SSL certificate and was trying to sell diet pills that were, quote, as seen on Shark Tank.
Why
And
would
just-
you click this? Fool?
I was
Was
just
Oprah in the advertisement too?
no, just the whole Shark Tank thing. And again, I clicked on it just because I was like, okay, this is like bullshit from top to bottom. I'm genuinely curious what this actually goes to. And
You work.
I opened it in a way that it would not impact my computer. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I know
like,
how
you
to.
should know better of all people.
I know how
Like-
to
like,
investigate
seriously,
a
come on.
link without having to access the website. Let's put it that way. But just that was what Facebook is apparently now. Like, just complete nonsense.
Last
I
time
have-
I
oh.
actually was exposed to Facebook, my mom handed me her phone while we were driving somewhere, so I could answer like a call or something. And then, like for the next 5 minutes on the drive, she was driving. I was like in the passenger seat. I just sort of like flicked through her Facebook and blocked a bunch of accounts.
Probably a really good idea.
I mean, like I saw Ben Shapiro in there. It was all like
Oh my
recommended
God.
for you shit. And I was like, Mom, I'm just taking this.
Talk about
I'm
blocking
taking this.
people.
I'm taking this idiot away from you. And she's like, Oh, I don't even look at like the feed. And I'm like, Good. That's good. That gives me hope.
I have Facebook.
Keep
and,
it
like,
that way.
I just like snagged it on a whim when I was like setting up my social media presence with like my legal name. Like it was like, oh, I should just make a Facebook just because. And like there are so many of those like why doesn't this picture ever trend? And it's like
Oh,
this
those.
shitty AI generated image.
All right. So I set up my
Yeah.
Facebook probably before you were born, Crohn's. Most
Same,
likely.
though.
Because
Uh,
it became a thing when I was in college, and it was designed to be the thing for college students. That's how I got on, and I am
When you
updated it
had to
very
have
occasionally.
A college email address.
Yeah, that was the beginning of Facebook.
Yeah, that was how it started. I updated it very occasionally, and like the most fun I ever had on it was whenever I saw someone else's computer with their Facebook logged in, and like nobody stopped me, so I would just type in all caps in their status message, "Hello, I am whoever I was impersonating," and definitely not me. My actual
What, you never
name.
did that with their aim away messages?
That would be that's a bridge too far. That's fucked up. Why would you even suggest that?
I don't know. I never left my computer unlocked when I was in college because I had a younger brother and learned early not to leave my computer unlocked.
I would just I would just like type the most like easily dismissible. Oh, obviously they left their computer open around Chris. Because my entire message would be, "Hello, I am whoever, and definitely not Chris. This is me. Yes, me, not Chris."
So I've got a couple things to say about what I'm witnessing. This level is like that last boss was what you should expect in actual Haunted Castle. I'm waiting for this to reach the big weird set piece that happens in the original version, where you just randomly get transported to the Gnome Dimension.
No.
Looking forward to the Gnome Dimension, not
Gonna
gonna
meet
lie.
David
I
the
hope
Gnome.
that wasn't. I hope that hasn't been removed. It's a very strange section.
I like how the axe armors are like chubby guys.
They're stocky little dudes.
Okay, going back to Twitter basically being a porn site. Like it was like I saw this on my main, and I keep my main like completely safe for work for obvious
Theme.
reason. Like my main account.
So
it
you're
was like
not
someone,
horny on main.
So like I saw someone like
Where's the
complaining
fucking
about-
Gnome Dimension? Sorry.
about like
Maybe we're getting there.
I saw
Continue.
someone like complaining about like fan service in like a comic, and then I went to the replies, and it was like genuinely like 20 to 30
Oh, it's gonna be
minute
all porn.
long like videos of real pornography.
So many
Uh,
Twitter ads are just pornography now. I remember seeing one that was like for like some AI. We AI generated some anime girls for you, and like upon seeing it, I was just sort of blown away by the fact that like it was the most obvious. Hell yeah, this is jerk off material ad that at the same time was afraid to type not safe for work. So it substituted the S for the number 8.
Yeah, I remember you posting that in the thread.
Yeah, I feel like if you are going to be somebody who sells porn, you have to have the strength of character to be willing to use an S instead of an 8.
Hey,
I feel like
Bob.
that's the first test.
There's some falling chandeliers in this level.
Yeah,
Good, thank
Bob,
you.
you might have noticed because you just
Instead
walked
of-
into
Gnome
that one.
Dimension.
Instead
I
of
like-
not
Gnome
safe
Dimension.
for work,
We got
not
an
eight
infinitely
for work.
Not 8 for
infinitely
work. Yeah,
spawning
not 8 for
eyeball.
work.
Take me
I
to
can
the
hear
Gnome Dimension.
Fanboy being very, very upset.
Listen, the Gnome Dimension is a very memorable stupid set piece that doesn't make any sense.
Understandable, but you had already established that this was not what you expected it to be.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'm hoping that it doesn't disappoint me.
We've got our chubby axe armors. That's the best we're gonna get.
You play at least a little of actual Haunted Castle.
Pete, you doing okay over there?
No, obviously.
Beat is doing his thing.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Take your time. No rush. I've vanished like what 4 times tonight. I don't even give a fuck anymore. But I give a fuck about the gnomes, and namely David the gnome.
Right? I feel like
I mean, he got sent to the afterlife or whatever the fuck happens at the end of that show.
I don't remember.
I mean,
I
just
also
David the
I
Gnome
never
is-
watched. David the Gnome is like the thing I remember from my childhood as being on the TV that I never watched on purpose.
I mean, David the Gnome was something that, amusingly enough, my dad and I would make fun of for being for, like, toddlers. Like, I was, like, 5, and my dad was, like, making fun of David the Gnome for being too, like, sincere, basically. Yeah,
What,
looks like we're not getting a gnome fight. We're gonna get that stained glass fight, but
Damn it.
the stained glass thing just landed right on top of me from the start.
You should play at least a little of the original Haunted Castle so that we can all bask in how fucking weird it is.
So I can set up the bomb.
I suppose that's also an option, yes.
So speaking of strange TV shows from childhood, why do I recall something with like a talking owl person? Does that sound
Because you watched the Sonic the Hedgehog OST.
That wasn't a TV show.
In that case, Secret of Nim. I don't fucking know.
I mean, a talking owl, I feel like was a normal. That was like a Winnie the Pooh thing.
Yeah, that's all over the place. Like,
Okay, I'll look it up.
there's so many like talking owls out there.
I'll look it up. You're not going to give me the owl I want.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it! I was so close on that one.
Well, like sometimes I'll say something completely benign and you guys will come up with it on the first try, so I figured it was worth an attempt.
Sometimes we have like a very specific set of brainworm.
Okay, I'm gonna go. See
Game over.
I can't make it to the gnome dimension.
Well, no,
I'm back.
it's not
What did
like
I
you
miss?
super past it.
You didn't miss the Gnome Dimension.
Who
I'm still
knows
so pissed
X
about
Rock
it.
Raven? Like who are they?
It's somebody that Gogglebob and I know.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I trust them.
David the Gnome, David the Gnome, David.
Yeah, Beat said that like 900 times.
With more exclamation marks at every point. Because I care. Alrighty. Let's see.
Oh, the traditional
Again.
arcades.
Does Twitch even have a direct messaging?
I don't know. Press attack or jump button.
I like that skeleton. That I can't say I know the way these skeletons walk. That skeleton is like ha-cha-chaing across the area.
This is an aesthetically powerful game. Apparently, at the time, it was considered to have been in development for an interminable period.
That was the thing that I'd always heard, was that this was like, it was never even what they wanted it to be, just because it took forever.
It feels like it's cobbled together from whatever, and that's part of its charm. Like the revisited version, if you just want to play a video game, yeah, it's probably a better choice. The charm of this is that it's completely baffling.
Well, I will say this does do the one thing that always pisses me off about modern remakes, is that they give you the rewind function for this game. Like, you can use the rewind. They don't give it for you the remake. Like, like the modern game is so much better that, you know, we're not going to give this to you. Like, I'm
going to be real with you. This game is impossibly hard, so it needs it. But yeah, you can see how they kept this set piece.
Yeah, like this was, yeah. And the trees I remember.
Yeah, but the whip upgrades don't work at all the same. You're just going to get like a better whip at the start of the second level, basically, and then like somewhere in the third level, I think it just switches to a broadsword.
You know what weirdly these graphics remind me of?
What?
Splatterhouse.
Yeah, there's a bit of that in there. I should point out, at least in the arcade version, you don't have a second life.
I was about to say, I remember that now, and that's why I'm going to just continually... Oh, I got the bomb.
Yep, there's the bomb. God, the skeleton walk is so good.
Like, it's kind of like if a sumo died.
He's just having a good time. He's trotting around.
Okay, Medusa, come to life or something? Do I have to do something in particular here?
Definitely, like, the version of this that I played was like one of the arcade revisions that's slightly less horrible than the other ones.
Oh, there we go. Medusa's up and about. I love that you have to kill time until she shows up.
Time is your ultimate foe.
It's there to see if you believe.
Yeah,
if you believe,
fucking
they put a man on the moon. Man on the moon.
Oh, you switched to fucking
classic mode.
My God. So this isn't like this doesn't have the thing you can do like with fucking like the Wonder Boy Steam versions where you can just swap between the graphics on the fly, right? This
Because they're totally
different
different games.
Okay, good.
Game of love.
Let's get some REM in here. I do love that he's got the Belmont continual jump.
Yeah. What else do you expect of him? It is just another version of Simon's Journey. Not to be confused with Simon's Quest.
Yes.
Aren't they? Wait,
Oh my God.
That hurts. That hurts to hear.
I'm sorry, but unrelated. But there's like this joke on like people are adding like these stupid glowing red eyes to paintings.
To indicate the
like
Terminator.
Twitter?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because some jackass said.
I know, I saw it.
Well, I'm just explaining for anybody who didn't see it. The original was like this picture of like a kid looking into like darkness.
No,
And
I think it was a dog.
It was a dog.
Was
man.
it a dog? Excuse me, I can't
was a
tell.
Yeah, it was a dog
I
looking
can't
into,
tell
like,
children
an
and
open
dogs apart.
door.
Yes, but point is they were looking into the dark, and somebody was like, "No, it would look better. It's more scary like this." Just added random glowing red eyes. Like, yeah, okay. Thank you for not having an imagination.
One of the favorite things I ever did on Talking Time was I started a thread Oh yeah, exactly.
dun,
Fanboy
dun,
just
dun.
got it. Dun 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 dun.
There's a thread just called dun 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 dun.
Yeah. And I literally just said I think I titled it something like "Turn all talking time posters into Terminator robots." And like anytime anybody responded to the thread, I would just like quickly MS Paint whatever their avatar was with like one eye glowing red, and just post that and respond with "dun dun 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 dun."
Dun 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 dun. But
And it was, and like I think one guy's avatar was just like a big robot mech, so I just replaced it with the one that shows up in Terminator 3. You know, I was absolutely phoning it in, but that was probably like one of my favorite like talking time endeavors. That and fill this thread with pictures of skeletons.
so, oh hey, there's a sub weapon.
I mean, I already have a bomb.
Bone. Well, now you have a different one. You have the boomerang bone thing.
Yeah, the boomerang was in the remake. And also these
although it doesn't look the same.
These ghosts are
Why are you doing violence against cool skeletons, Goggle Bob?
to
You
release their
shouldn't do that.
ghosts,
Why did you
obviously.
turn into
Skeletons aren't ghosts; they're skeletons.
No,
They
but
are-
ghosts come out of skeletons, apparently.
They are closely
Yeah, please
aligned,
go
but
look at
different
this.
beings.
Oh, you aren't getting the cool bone boomerang. But yeah, I will bring up that when I was attempting to beat every single Castlevania game, I did reach a point where I could get through the first 3 stages of this without taking a hit.
That is
That's very
goddamn
impressive.
impressive, considering.
That knowledge has long since left me, and I don't want it back.
It was like 10 years ago now, like ages and ages ago. I was still living at my folks' place. So God, that would have been like 12 years ago now. Jesus Christ. But Mars
Jesus
Dragon said something about how like I bet you can't beat Kid Dracula faster than me. And I was like,
I think Mark was
oh,
right.
now it's a thing.
challenge accepted?
So anytime I was like on my laptop, just like, listening to music or whatever, I would just quickly open up a Game Boy emulator of Kid Dracula and start like, practicing. And I got to the point where I could beat like the first 4 levels without taking a single hit. Just because
That's
I
pretty
wanted to
impressive.
show Mars Dragon up so badly.
By the time you brought that up, I think she had completely forgotten about it.
She really had. Like,
Because she had almost assuredly said it while drunk.
yeah.
Okay, so I don't think there's any way to not get hit by this rock.
Yeah, no,
There
there
is a way to not get hit by that rock, but you're not good enough. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just accept the fact that you suck, God.
Oh, wait, maybe I have to just barrel through and move fast enough. Nope. Got hit by a bat. Okay, let's do this again. I think I can do this.
Bob,
I
please
don't think you
understand
can
that
do
I
this.
say this
I got
with
hit by
as
something.
much. Please understand that I say this with as much cruelty as I can muster. Are you trying to piss me off right now?
Wait, what is even happening? I ran out of level. What the fuck is happening? Oh.
Go down the
Down
stairs.
Oh, is that the floor?
Yeah,
the
see,
floor
that
the
is
whole
the floor,
time?
apparently.
Oh, there it goes.
There's
You
a
under-
lot of stuff in this game that just sort of looks like it's whatever they happen to have finished at the time.
Yeah, no, this is like, oh, I understand now.
Oh. I wasn't paying attention to anything at all. I was like just going
That
through
happens a
Twitter,
lot here.
and I was,
Oh, I got the watch.
I was like,
Yeah, that thing's
There's-
stupid strong. Hang on to it.
and I was like, how? Like I remember thinking earlier, what can I throw into this conversation to make it even worse? And
Hey,
then
that's
I
the
re-
name of our stream group.
Oh,
and I-
Every opportunity.
and I saw there's like this guy who has a VTuber avatar, and his name is like Nuxtaku.
Oh no.
Oh, that motherfucker! Okay, so my entire knowledge of Nuxtaku is limited to him complaining you put so much work and effort and money into a YouTube video, and then it immediately gets demonetized, and that's why do I even bother with this? And then somebody looked up the video he was talking about, and it was him donating money to streamers to get them to say the N-word.
Wow.
Incredible moves.
And he's like,
And I was about to be like, I don't often hear about male VTubers. But
I know.
You will regret not. Oh man, I love how much that thing just blends into the background.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, that's really good, actually. That's kind
painful.
of sick.
But you will regret not having enough hearts to use the stopwatch anymore.
I regret everything. Oh, okay. I see how this thing works. All right, now I understand.
Anyway,
what I'm supposed to
Chromes,
do.
you were saying about Nuxtaku before I was so rudely interrupted.
oh, the the current thing that people are talking
Bad.
with him is that he keeps making thumbnails with Jaden animations, and the Jaden animations. I don't know how well versed you are in story time animator stuff.
Assume 0.
It's she talks about like stuff, and she like well she used to be the only one animating it, but I think she has a team now, and it's like different experiences. Like she basically just talks about anything, like sometimes Pokemon, if I'm remembering right.
Hey, we talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
But-
animate, so who gives a shit?
That's good.
but yeah, so that's she's very popular. Like storytime animations used to be a huge thing back in the 2010s. Like there was like every other like time you'd see like, oh, this person's a storytime animator, or trying to be, but she's one of the ones that stayed on top, honestly. But okay, so
What?
she doesn't know Nuxtaku at all.
I'm sorry. A skeleton came out of
That's-
nowhere.
I mean, that was
She
me,
danced
Goggle
into
Bob.
the-
That was me showing up in the game to wreck your shit.
She
So, yeah,
doesn't
this
know
is-
Nux. She doesn't
Okay.
know Nuxtaku at all, for reference,
for
and
her.
he keeps making videos like about
Nope, that
her
doesn't work.
and saying like
That's creepy
like
and weird.
her
That's
Like, yeah.
like a fucked up thing to do. You shouldn't do that.
like she makes a video like I did something, and then he makes a video like we did that thing.
That is
That's
bizarre.
a weird stalker thing to do.
That's
Oh,
like
that's internet creepery at its
yeah,
strongest.
like that's
And,
some
like-
weird creep shit.
And people started joking, like making fun of him for it.
As they goddamn well should.
You are all way too old for this reference.
Wow.
It's true.
I'm
But,
pleased with that.
It's just sad to hear.
But the main joke that people are making of it, I really don't think any of you have seen Teen Titans Go.
Oh, I have. Thank you.
Okay.
God damn it, Bob.
Are you aware of like that? There was like this special event, quote unquote, where they like brought on like a sixth member. She exists in the Teen Titans canon, in the DC canon, so it's not like, oh, we made an original OC just for this. But Bumblebee, like they put Bumblebee with the Titan, and like
Let's see, is that like ATM machine?
Oh, Bumblebee.
Go ahead.
Bumblebee with the Titans. And yeah, I'm sorry. Like I lost my train of thought. And for
Yeah.
the intro, like they redid the intro, but they didn't animate her into it. They just like stapled her like on the side of it.
That's great.
And every couple of sentences of the intro, it would say like, and Bumblebee. and people started saying that to Nuxtaku.
Okay, that's good.
That is great.
And he made a video about it, and he's like, he's like, oh, these children, but it clearly sounded like it was striking a nerve with him. It's just really funny.
Good.
You can always tell when a YouTuber is just like absolutely furious about something, but knows that if they admit
I'm not mad, you're
they're
mad.
absolutely distraught over it, they would never recover.
Don't put in the papers that I was mad.
Please do not put in the newspaper that I got mad.
So I'm gonna let Gogglebob in on a little secret with this fight. I don't think that there's a good way to do this without getting hit that doesn't involve using the stopwatch liberally.
I mean, like, I don't think I can win.
You can't.
Yeah, I think you are host.
Yeah, you're dead, man.
Okay, wait. Okay, so I just restart from here. This isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very different from the original arcade version.
Oh,
Would you like some builder?
I keep forgetting things on and off about Nuxtaku because he's really not in my. Like I
It
don't.
also
I
is a
don't
piece
I'm
of
going-
shit
I'm
that's not
gonna put
worth,
it-
like thinking about.
I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
this way.
exactly.
I think in approximately like 30 minutes after this call, I will have forgotten everything about him.
I will still remember his like, I can't believe you I can't believe you didn't let me profit off of forcing people to say the N-word.
Yeah, that's memorable.
That will remain the only thing I know about him,
Huh.
though.
You can go in the water.
Like it's because like I just saw like a tweet go to my timeline and it's talking about like all of the weird shit that he's done, honestly.
This rock has the world's biggest hit box.
I don't know. Gogglebob, you're aware this was an arcade game, right?
There we go. I mean, yes?
How did arcade games work?
They fleeced you?
Yes!
So
So you're paying the machine, but you're not even like paying money. You're paying time at this point.
So the way that this game worked in the arcade is you had I'd forgotten this nuance of it. You had a maximum of 4 lives, but you could insert coins to just tack your extra lives onto your base health bar.
Oh, that's what happened.
And
just
functionally, that is always advantageous compared to just dying and starting again.
Well, yeah, because then you have to traipse trodden ground. I've also noticed, if anybody else hasn't, that this game does not have what would be normal in Castlevania of candles. Like, there's nothing
No,
that gives
not
you
at all.
hearts other than beating up enemies.
Yes,
Yep.
as God intended. All right, like Gogglebob, I've seen like stupid assholes claim online that if you beat a game using rewind, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
and those guys are
that's for
typically-
stupid assholes.
Those guys are wrong generally. But also, if I see you rewind one more time, I will do bodily harm to you.
I mean, it's a matter of like I could have time to practice this in my own basement without a full audience, but that isn't.
I'll
a
put it
good
this
thing to
way:
watch.
like I was only able to get good enough to like get through multiple levels of this without taking damage when I was at my absolute most jobless.
An excellent way to describe a time period.
wow.
Okay, so like if this game had been released
right now.
just like a month ago, I could have gotten super good at it.
You would have immediately decided I will fucking show you up, Gogglebob.
I
And
would
spent
have.
like 3 solid days just playing it.
I really
gonna
would
say,
have. That's
jobless-
that's a very me thing to do.
Joblessness is how I ended up getting Lore Master in World of Warcraft.
There's
Yeah.
certain things that you do in video games because they fill holes in your life that are normally filled by like personal and social obligation.
Yeah. Like I actually had the last 2 days off, which is probably how I got
Oh,
like
really nice.
reasonably far in
God, these stupid
Dawn
skeletons.
in Portrait of Ruin today.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that was a completely like that was a fluke though. Like that was not something I had put in time for. My company just called me on Saturday and said, "Hey, so we had a massive computer problem, and your boss is out of the office anyway. So,
At least they did you the
Monday and
courtesy
Tuesday?"
of. At least they did you the courtesy of saying like, "Hey, just take it."
No, they really did, and like they assured me that like this was not like unpaid or
It
anything.
wasn't going to
They
cut
said
into your time. It wasn't going
like they weren't going to take vacation days. They weren't going to do anything like that. They just said, "Hey, there's literally nothing. There will be literally nothing for you to do for the first 2 days of this
Robinson.
week. So
Yes?
just take it off."
You can see that morning star flying out of it. That's your weapon upgrade.
Oh, okay. Well, there was no way I could get
Oh,
to that
God
without
damn it!
taking damage.
We're
God
all
damn it.
so mad at you, Goggle Bob. So mad.
Let's see if I can somehow encounter the skeleton in a manner that makes it possible to get the goddamn weapon upgrade. Oh, these skeletons are just gonna camp on me. Oh, there we go. All right, dude. Simon swings this morning star in the most. I don't even know
It's
what
so
to describe
silly.
that is.
But yeah, it's because he uses the same swing animation for a whip, a morning star, and a broadsword.
That's
but it's
beautiful.
like it's stronger, but I don't see how.
It's
God
stronger.
damn these
I promise you
fucking
it is.
skeletons.
Beat, get your people.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think I want Goggle Bob to win?
Okay, but do they have to be naked?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever the most a skeleton is allowed to wear in Castlevania is like a vest.
They get armor.
Vest
They get
do
armor.
Nothing.
That's not clothes. That's protection.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna avoid the fuck out of these skeletons because that's a bad time.
Now viewers.
I always love it when in a video game the skeletons just absolutely unequivocally win. I have not played.
Love the skeleton walk animation in this.
I do love
So
that, but I
charming
also
looking.
love I don't really play the Dark Souls games,
Okay.
but
let's see.
I know enough about them that the games are just about skeletons just absolutely fucking the player up, and that makes me happy.
A lot of people, the first thing they do is they go to the cemetery where there's just a bunch of respawning unkillable skeletons.
Watching these skeletons is making my back hurt.
They're just having a good time.
It's absolutely shit posture.
Also, I don't really care if you make age jokes back at me. I just.
I feel like we already make enough commentary at your expense.
Yeah, we definitely
Gnome's
make
like,
fun
if
of you
there's
for other
anything-
things.
If there's anything you can absolutely get pissed at us for, it's for us making fun of you for your age.
Gnome Dimension.
And
Gnome
all the other
Dimension.
bad shit
Gnome
we've done.
Dimension.
We're getting to the Gnome
Dimension.
Land.
It's like
Here we go. Oh fuck! It's time for
okay.
David the Gnome.
I think it would be funny, but also it's like a whole 4 against 1 type thing.
I'm
Look
also
at these fuckers. These flea men are so weird looking.
they take more
What's
than
wrong
one hit.
with your
What the fuck?
everything?
Yeah, they are mind-bogglingly hard. It's so dumb.
Okay, maybe I can jump
God, why
over
do
them.
they look
Nope.
like that?
No, you fool. Look at how much they just immediately retreat back.
This fucker.
Eventually, this level, you can get the broadsword. I think that kills them in one hit.
It's so scary.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
yeah, it's a
not
horror
cool.
game.
Oh.
It's a haunted castle.
Oh.
Can't go under them. Can't go over them.
This game is so fucking
Let's
hard. It's
go
so
through
dumb.
that.
I'm so mad that you have a rewind function because this would be so funny if you didn't.
Some part, well, we'd never have gotten to this point, but some part of me is still so pissed off that I finished this game
Why would you
He
do
died.
that?
because I beat every Castlevania game.
That seems,
All of them.
That seems like a mistake.
Okay,
That's
Continue.
Right.
Yes.
I'm just tanking
Here we
these
go.
things. God, they come back. What the fuck?
Of course they do.
They're like those little. They look like little Tims from Braid.
This is what he grows into.
Oh my God, they do. You're right.
god, my cat is being so loud
Oh,
right now.
I just died going to the gnome dimension. What the
No! I wanted to see you go to the gnome dimension. There, we're in the gnome dimension. You died in the gnome dimension. You die in real life.
This game
You
is
get
awesome.
turned into
This
a
is a
gnome. You die in
wonderful
the gnome dimension.
engine of torture that we have turned against you.
Oh my lord.
Please kill at least one of them.
I mean,
We
you
are
can't get
begging
away
you.
from them. They are just. There we go. Okay. Fucking little gnome fuckers.
And you'll note they drop hearts. If you use those, you'll get hit by less little gnome fuckers.
They only drop hearts when they're further away from me.
You
Yeah,
actually
fair
killed some.
Yeah, you're doing great, Goggle Bob. We're all very proud of you.
Until he gets stabbed by a chandelier.
I think getting stabbed by a chandelier is a fantastic way to die.
Good day to die.
What? The gnome
Yes,
dimension.
gnome dimension. Yes.
Gnome Dimension!
The gnome dimension is strobing. Why is the gnome dimension strobing?
Because we hate people with photosensitive epilepsy.
Oh my god.
Note to all future lawsuit filers. That was me speaking for the Castlevania developers. We here at Even Worse Streams do not hate people with photosensitive epilepsy.
I forgot it's actually the harpy dimension. It's not gnomes.
Well, boo.
Listen, it was very funny that you just randomly get transported to that one background. I'm convinced that background was supposed to be used for another level. That level got cut, and they couldn't bear to just not use it at all. And so just had that just spawn in.
Is it like the cow level in Diablo?
Cross. The cross.
I'll assume yes. In this version, unlike the version you were playing before, the cross shoots lasers.
Good.
Lasers.
Excuse me, what?
I mean, there's literally
Yeah.
no way to avoid this ghost.
You say that.
Okay, so like I'm not sure if it's like your frame rate or what, but the ghost just completely vanishes in the video.
No, that's just the game.
Okay. Wait, that's just the game? That's not Goggle Bob's capture card.
No.
That's awesome. I'm so happy.
God.
That gnome just
Just
took a cross
died.
and shoved it up my ass. Alright. Oh yeah, it just shoots cross lasers.
Yeah, this is actually a very powerful weapon against Dracula, who is mostly just like a giant floating head.
As
You
you
know,
do.
that's how Dracula appears in the original manga.
I'm being attacked by chicken. This is the worst Castlevania ever.
The kid was supposed to be your friend.
I love how stupid this game is. It makes me so happy.
Cooked chicken to boot, not like live chickens.
No,
Like
no,
you can
never.
tell that the revision was designed to be played by humans because they replaced it so that the chicken is just on the table. You pick it up and it heals you.
I was gonna say you actually get health from it.
Yep.
I just got Simon killed by
Sometimes,
like corn, I think.
Can we
sometimes I
corn?
feel like, huh?
Simon
Oh,
doesn't
no,
eat
it's
corn.
No, it was an Aqua Teen reference. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm doing the and Bumblebee thing.
We enjoy your presence here.
You
We
and
do.
me both did.
We're all happy to have you, both of you.
Yeah.
Aw, you're so cheese.
I love this game. This game sucks. I love it. I love everything about this stupid fucking video game.
I love it when a video game is bad in exactly the right ways.
No, get that
It's so
sword, get that
important.
sword. God damn it, Simon.
Yeah, the sword's really strong. You want the sword.
Get the sword. Oh, you're too late.
Like,
Oh, no.
Simon gets stuck on the goddamn stairs for some reason.
That was your own fault.
Like, that's a new problem. You at least do seem to keep your weapon upgrades. What? I can't press a button that makes him move.
Just jump.
No, he belongs to the stairs now. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got a sword. I died.
Can you just jump up to that
Die.
level? from the
Yeah, no,
lower
you
step?
cannot.
I die again.
I live. I die. I live again.
No, my getting it wrong was on purpose.
Oh god, these
I love
fucking
this really
gnomes.
weird way of swinging a broadsword.
He's just a weird
Nope.
guy. You
Nope, the sword does not kill them in one hit.
He's
Huh,
pulling
maybe
it
this
out of his
does in the
armpit.
revision I was playing.
It's probably a dip switch, like inside the actual arcade cabinet that MAME like had on by default.
There were a couple revisions that went out because the original version was so fucking hard that they did some additional revisions that were slightly less obnoxiously difficult.
No, I'm
I
fucking
cannot
done.
wait to
The
see
boss,
you,
the boss appeared, and just the
Look
gnome
at
appeared.
him! Look at him!
Oh my
He's
god.
beautiful. He's
This
perfect.
fucking like normal like this like you. I am just imagining like Carl's face on this fucking on this stained glass man.
I am imagining like the most bit crushed, like late 80s, early 90s arcade voice sample of Carl just saying, "It don't matter. None of this matters. It don't matter. None of this matters."
Just say Smith Jones.
Just say Smith or Jones or whatever. Don't
Yeah,
matter.
no, this is my ending point. This is it for the night. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
All right,
It
well,
don't
that's fine
matter.
because I gotta get up. I gotta get up and exercise and go to work tomorrow. So yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed our Castlevania experience.
I certainly did. Thank you
Enjoy
very
the
much.
boy.
I needed Haunted Castle in my life.
You got it. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for
Have a
haunting
good
this
night,
castle.
all.
Night.
Good night.
Good.